Mark Howard, Michael Christian and Nathan Brown. Chriso, as I said, I looked at the ladder as I was driving in here. Collingwood, 11 wins, 6 losses, placed 7th, slightly precarious, your mob.
No doubt, and I suppose certainly Carlton being beaten last night helped the cause, but Port Adelaide engaged. I mean, it's really going to be a challenge because the next 3 weeks, Essendon today, Sydney, then Hawthorn. So a big 3 weeks for the club, and then West Coast and North Melbourne to finish the year. So really a tough 5 weeks for the club. They need to win these sorts of games to ensure that they're going to be there for September action.
Half-time for the TAC around the grounds. Port Adelaide 57, the Adelaide Crows 36. Nath, where do you sit on both these sides? Because anything can happen in a game, Essendon, Collingwood, but Essendon probably have looked better throughout the season, but Collingwood probably comes in with slightly better form.
Yeah, they do come in with okay form, Collingwood, but I saw them against Greater Western Sydney last week, and to be honest, they played a half of footy and they got the job done. The Bombers had won 4 games in a row before they played Hawthorn last week. They beat West Coast, Port, Bulldogs and Greater Western Sydney, so sides they should beat. But I asked Purdy before about Collingwood's premiership window. I'm interested in asking you, Chriso. If they don't finish in the top 4, I can't see them winning the flag this year. And almost, do they need to rebuild a little bit? Is their premiership window open if they can't win it this year? Because they've been up for a long time. Do they need to rejuvenate a bit of the list, Chriso?
Look, I don't think so, Brandon. I say that because if you look at the number of players that Collingwood have introduced this year, it's something like 7 players have made their debut. And then you look at the other end of the spectrum, which players are not going to be there in 2014 and 2015? And you might say Dane Swan will be getting to the end, Nick Maxwell will be getting to the end, but really there's not a lot of other names that come to mind in terms of players are going to lose over the next couple of years. Yeah. And then you've got this underbelly of youth coming through. They've introduced experienced players like Dwyer and Martin, but we're going to watch Grundy play today, but there's been 7 in all that have made their debut this year, and that all goes well, I think, for the next 2 or 3 years. Players like Dale Thomas we haven't seen much of course, Dane Beams has come into the side recently. So I still think it's open for those reasons.
I just worry about their forward line and how many goals they can kick come big games because they rely heavily on Travis Cloke. Now, I know they've sent Ben Reid forward in recent weeks, but when you come up against a Podsiadly-Hawkins combination, when you come up against a Roughhead-Franklin combination, these sort of bigger guys, Kurt Tippett and probably to a lesser extent some of the guys up there that play for Sydney in Jesse White, Ben Reid's going to have to play key defensive post. So, Quinton Lynch experiment, he's out there today. I don't think it's worked. He started the season really well, but if Travis Cloke doesn't kick goals at the moment, they don't have their midfielders kicking goals like they did in their 2010 premiership. Pendlebury was a 20-goal kicker. Beams he's just come back in the side. Swan was also. They had Alan Didak running around, and they just don't seem to have the spread of goal kickers and the dangerousness that they had back in 2010.
What's happened to Quinton Lynch, Chris? So he came in, started the season, everyone was going, gee, West Coast have made a mistake getting rid of this bloke. 13 games, only 5 goals now. He's been in the ruck, but as Nate said, he's struggling to hit the scoreboard, which was sort of the idea as a replacement to Chris Dawes. Yeah,
look, it's been disappointing, I think. I think that there really was high expectation that he would be the ideal, perfect hybrid man to spend 3/4 of a game up forward, then give whoever's rucking a chop out for a quarter and be able to kick 2 or 3 goals in the process. It hasn't quite worked out that way, but I think he's capable of doing it. Now, tonight's not going to be an ideal night for him or Travis Cloke, in that matter, for any tall forward on either side, but I think that's what they're hoping that he can find in the next 5 weeks heading into a final series. But you're right. I mean, it hasn't quite worked as he would have hoped. And look, I think, Brandy, to talk to one of your points about Ben Reid, one of the challenges for Collingwood is to find that extra defender. Now, Lockie Keefe has put his hand up. He, of course, did his knee, but he's come back. He could be that extra tall defender. Now, he's not of the same calibre yet of Ben Reid, but they do have options back. Maxwell can play tall at a pinch, but if you've got Brown and Keefe, and then you've got a Goldsacker or Maxwell taking the third tall forward, then I think you can get away with playing Ben Reid up forward.
Well, I reckon Lockie Keefe is going to be your number one go-to guy in the back end. He went on to Jeremy Cameron last week when he was out of control, and he halved the contest or beat him one-on-one. Every time the ball come down one-on-one, Lockie Keefe beat Jeremy Cameron. When it was out, free-flowing in an open race, foot race, that's when Jeremy Cameron got him. But Jeremy Cameron, as we know, kicked 4 goals on Nathan Brown, and I don't think that Collingwood have as much faith in Brown as what they did back in 2010 when he stitched Riewoldt up in those 2 grand finals.
Chriso, every time I watch Collingwood play, I look at the team sheet and I keep expecting to see the name Didak in there. He was in probably 5 weeks ago, hasn't been cited since. Where is Alan Didak and why is he not in this footy side?
Well, after the Brisbane game, he contracted a calf problem. He missed 2 or 3 weeks. He was back last week in the VFL and presumably played this weekend in the VFL. So, look, he's got a lot of work to do.
How's his relationship with Nathan Buckley?
Well, I think it's okay. I don't think it's... I mean, of course...
Is that a reason why he's not playing?
No, I don't think so. I think that there was a couple of issues earlier about his defensive capability.
Defensive pressure?
Defensive pressure. So that was an issue in the early part of the season.
He's
but
still a good player, though.
He's a very, very good player. He uses the ball so well. He's uncanny goal sense as well. So
if they're going to use that defence for Alan Didak not playing in this footy side at the moment, none of their midfields man up. I mean, Swan, Beams, Pendlebury, they all go one way and not the other way.
And I suppose that's an issue in itself. But all I'm saying is that he did have a little calf problem, missed 2 or 3 weeks after he played senior football. He's played the last couple in the VFL, and I know that he's not far away. He's on the cusp, but he's competing against players like Jamie Elliott, for one, and others in that side, even a Jared Blair, if you like.
Blair.
So, and they're great attributes of their tackling pressure and their defensive pressure. But they need to kick goals as well. It's not all about defence.
Well, if you want to get on Twitter or Facebook and give us your point of view, Collingwood supporters, about Alan Didak, whether you need to be in the side coming into final series, let us know.
Jobe Watson has won the toss. The Bombers are kicking to the right-hand side of your radio dial, the Ponsford stand end. Nathan Brown, who wins this game of football and why?
I think the Bombers. I think with Jobe Watson back in, Dustin Fletcher, you won't see Dustin Fletcher move much outside 50 today on a wet day. He'll just patrol that back end. They look so much better when they have Jobe Watson in that midfield. I just think they're going to handle the conditions better. I think they're playing a little bit better football. They're hungrier. They've got a little bit more to play for because... Let's face it, if the Bombers don't win this game, I don't think they can finish top 4 because Fremantle have 4 very winnable games coming up to finish the season. I don't think they'll lose another game.
The rain coming down at the MCG. Leroy Jetta is the sub for the Essendon Football Club. For Collingwood, it is Josh Thomas as we welcome along the man that's just dashed from Etihad Stadium thanks to Karcher Michael Roberts. Good afternoon, Robbo.
Hey, Howie, I've just been under the lid and you just give me this stuff. Like, hell, I love you. I just love these days. I love you up in the beautiful box up there. Little man's game, this one. This is all about footy. A really good contest, great crowd, huge amount of traffic outside. Get ready for that as well.
Both interchanges, Ball, Sinclair and Dwyer will start on the bench, and Melksham, Myers and Collier.
Underway at the MCG. Grundy to Swan. Kick towards half forward. Backley comes to meet it. Does well. Good pressure from Elliott. Sockers does Batley to the line. It's over, and the umpire says throw it in. Southern side of the ground.
The rain pouring down at the MCG. Essendon kicking to the right-hand side of your radio dial. Massive game of football. Essendon come in 5th on the ladder. Collingwood 7th. Outer side of the ground. Ball spins back in. Harry O goes in hard, maybe a little bit too hard, and infringes, and it's a free kick to the Bombers on the outer side of the ground, and it'll go to Jobe Watson. I reckon Harry O lined him up and banged him right in that shoulder as soon as he could, Chriso.
So Watson now just backward to the wing, chips forward, and Stanton makes position between wing and half forward, southern side, a couple of metres in from the boundary line. He goes, lays back on a long kick to half forward, big pack assemble, fisted, comes to the back, Ryder takes it, well tackled by Brown, spills to Goddard, 55 from goal, chips it back to a central location, Dempsey side, bottom fists away, spells to big Tommy Bellchambers, now Zaharakis, his kick smothered, fighting for the footy, 25 metres from Essendon's goal. Pendlebury over it, can't extract it. Ball still free. Williams grabs it, jams it on the boot, but it's all Essendon in the centre line.
Straight to Carlisle. Hand pass straight back under pressure for the Bombers. Goes inside with Hooker. Down, contest to Gumwood and can't take it on the first. Tries to take it on the second. Appeals to the umpire, who says that is no mark. 15 metres out, right round on the boundary line. The umpire tugs it in. No score at the MCG, and the rain has just abated.
Couple of big matchups. We've got Cale Hooker picking up Ben Reid. Ben Reid started in the forward end for the Pies today.
Now, free kicks coming to Heppel. It was a push in the back. It was there against McCaffer, and Heppel has got the free kick, 25 metres from goal. Only the man on the mark, McCaffer, only about 5 or 6 metres in from the boundary line in front of the MCC members' stand. So a difficult angle, but it will favour his preferred left boot. Dyson Heppel, drop punt, looks pretty good off the boot. It's touched through, I think. It is. And great work down there by Lockie Keefe. First score of the afternoon to the Bombers. Early going in this big game at the MCG.
Looks like McCaffrey's got the run with roll on Dyson Heppel today, and as we spoke to Simon Goodwin before the game, Heath Hocking has gone to pick up Scott Pendlebury.
Shaw brings the ball back in, caution needed, gives it across the goal sack, right out in front, he spilled the mark, Harry O comes to the rescue, trying to get it outside 50, now to McCaffrey, he just boots it forward. We'll see plenty of that in the rain today, in the centre of the ground, slippery pill, goes past Harry O'Brien, he spins back, tries to make space, great tackle by Joe Watson, crowd calls ball, Quinton Lynch says plays on, he gets one over the shoulder, a lot of players around, hard tough footy, middle of the ground, only one score, a point to the Bombers. Someone finally boots it free, down towards Elliott, he's ridden in the back hard, and the umpire says that's a free kick to Jamie Elliott right in the middle of the park.
It was the same one as they played up the other end of Dyson Heppel, so good consistency from the umpires.
Elliott's short, it's okay, mark taken by Beams, still just inside the centre square, centre half forward. Beams goes wide to the pocket. Close got to run at this, and we got hands for it. Couldn't take it. Carlisle grabs it. Handball to Fletcher, who knocks it over, and the umpire says throw it in.
Dustin Fletcher picking up Quinton Lynch. Jake Carlisle, as you expect, has gone to Travis Cloak to start the game.
The ball 40 metres around from the Collingwood's goals. They're yet to score. Essendon's just got a point. Just slides a little bit closer. A lot of players on the ground. There's going to be plenty of that today. Hurried kick forward, and it's just a harmless one that goes out on the full. It'll be up to the Bombers to bring it back in. Robbo, that rain down there, is it easing or not?
Oh, you said it eased, but it hasn't. Where I'm sitting, it hasn't.
It's not too wet up here.
It's pretty greasy. Hands behind the ball, body behind the ball. Really good stuff.
Bagley to half back. Fisted for by Grundy. Picked up by Sidebottom. Little topo gains 10 metres. Well done, Goldsack. Bumped Goddard off the ball. Retrieved it. Handball to O'Brien. 45 from goal. Under pressure. Gets the boot to ball. Only gains about 20 metres. And they're able to come out of defence through hook of the Bombers. Handball off to Hibbert. Further handball back to Stanton. Over the top to Hibbert on the right boot. Kicks to the vacant wing position. Maxwell coming up. Reads it well. Does get his body behind the ball. Handball wide to Sidebottom. Now inboard. Pendlebury. 70 from goal. Short and intercepted. Good mark. Well read by Hardingham, who marks at half back for the Bombers.
Just a scrubby kick to the outer side of the ground. The skipper's calling for players to come at him, and now they do. Carlisle just goes for a hopeful hand pass to the outer side of the ground. Goddard in the blue and green boots, slips over. Out of flank. Crowd calls ball. The umpire says play on. Trying to get around it is Big Keith. Goddard bustles in for second attempts. Lynch goes in hard and low. All 70 out from the Collingwood goal, right next to the boundary line. Finally a hurried kick comes out. Harry O battles away the outer side of the ground with Ryder. Now Maxwell clearing hand pass, releases the pressure a little bit, and ball's got it across half back.
Ball. Now a little chip kick is okay, and the mark's taken by Keefe, the attacking side of right centre wing. Lockie Keefe. Every player in the attacking half for the Magpies. Keefe thought about going inside, eventually kicks long down the line towards half forward. Big fist by the Essendon defence. And the ball over for a boundary throw in 75 metres around from Collingwood's goal at right half forward. Early going in the big game, 5 played. The Bombers a point. Collingwood yet to score.
Lights on at the Triple MCG. A lot of players around the footy, as you would expect. Under the lights, booted forward. 4:40, the Sunday afternoon special. Essendon versus Collingwood. Outer side of the ground, Goddard. Hands in the back. McCaffrey calls for holding the ball, but the umpire comes in, and Nath, there's so many players around the footy early.
It's going to be hard to score today, and it's going to be the players in this wet condition. It's still the best players who use poise when it's wet. Sometimes you don't have that extra second, but you've got to find your way through traffic. You've got to see your man on the outsides.
Now advantage call is a free kick that Collingwood kick towards half forward. Socket forward. Elliott's got an opportunity. Can he pick it up? 20 from goal. No, too slippery. He goes back. Left foot snap is a goal. Collingwood on the board. Jamie Elliott overran the loose footy initially, but so did his Essendon opponent. And Elliott was the first to double back, gather from 20 metres, jam it on the left boot. And Collingwood have the first goal of the afternoon, 6 minutes in, 1 straight 6. Essendon is 1 behind on the Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Well, he was the one that instigated it at ground level, Elliott. He got his foot to it, came out the other side. Then, as you said, Christo, he overran it, but he had the poise to go back, pick it up, under pressure, left foot across the body. Made the goal umpire work with the first goal for the Magpies.
Big Grundy in the middle of the ground. He'll be up against Bell Chambers. Melksham standing, Luke Ball. And McCaffrey is right next to Dyson Apple. Big leap by Belcho. Can't get a fist on it. Coming in hard and low is Luke Ball. Just spins out of trouble. Tries to get a kick forward. Still in the middle of the ground. Beams comes in off the ground. He's been great since his return. Now Grody with that hair flying on top of his head. Comes in. Can't get it clear. Hibbert. Short hand pass and a chance for the Bombers to clear through Myers. Zaharakis to the outer side of the ground. He finds Stanton.
Stanton in space from the logo centre wing. Drills it. Beautiful pass. And the mark's taken by Collier. 75 from goal, jams it on the boot, quickly into the forward half. Gumbleton, Maxwell over the top with the fist. Short tracks it to the line and over.
Maxwell did really well then, Chris, because the ball was a long ball. Common went to the back of the pack, Maxwell went up. Now, in wet conditions, the ball goes to the back of the pack a lot. The thing that Maxwell didn't allow happen then was the ball to get over the back. He fisted it at the boundary.
Boundary throw in, forward pocket for the Bombers. Lynch wins it down, disputed footy, a little toe poke forward. Soccer attempt by Beams, missed it. Zaharakis has got it, 55 from goal. Handball, got to Hardingham, now off to Hibbert, a little fumble. Williams, good tackle, turnover. Swan can't get it clear. It's 55 metres from the Bombers' goal. Ball in dispute. Williams lays a big tackle, and the umpire eventually calls for it. And we'll get a ball up about 60 metres from the Bombers' goal. Pies by 5 points early going into big game.
Outer side of the ground, Swan finds a rare bit of space so far. Just goes with a horrible shank everything onto the outer wing. Grundy comes in low, just a little quick kick to Blair. He goes forward to Reid, who found space. And Ben Reid, who's playing forward, just runs on the ball and takes a good mark. He's going for a short pass across the ground to Harry O, who streams down. Harry takes it, plays on, low ball, goal ball. Harry's got the fist in the air. And the Pies have got their second in wet conditions. Collingwood 2 straight 12. Essendon 1 behind. That's on your Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Well, it's a good setup from the Pies on that occasion. From the stoppage at their half-back line, they all pushed up. And what the Bombers needed to do was just drop a player off back inside defensive 50, because in the wet conditions, clubs like to get the ball over the top, then run onto the skidding ball. The Bombers, I'm surprised Dustin Fletcher wasn't the last man in that line of players. He needed to be there. He wasn't. Over the back, Ben Reid took it. A little bit of a chance to get off to Harry O'Brien, but a good goal.
Thanks to Carcho Mickey Roberts.
The Magpie fans, they're giving it to Joe Watson a little bit when he gets near the Sharon, and when they saw Harry running an open goal, did they go off their lids?
Magpies by 11 points, whistle, and it's an Essendon free kick. It'll go to Heppel against McCaffrey. He's got the job on Heppel. Long inside attacking 50. Gumbleton up in front, couldn't take it. Brown at the back. Little toe poke forward, ball picks it up. He's well tackled, ridden into the ground. Play on, says the umpire. Myers does well. Well done, Maxwell. Bumped Watson out of the contest. Picked up by Sinclair. Scrags it around the corner towards Heppel and McCaffrey. They fight for it again. Loose ball, disputed ball, and Hocking had an opportunity, couldn't gather. Now Hibbert an opportunity, he was dispossessed. Heppel's got it, was he pushed in the back umpire? No. Play on, and eventually blow your whistle and ball it up. And he does.
Well, contested footy's going to be massive today. Wet, slippery, in tight. Collingwood the better of it early. Hard yakka stats, 20 contested possessions to the Bombers 11.
Collingwood 12, Essendon 1 behind. Ball goes spiralling into the Essendon forward line. Big pack of players. Harry O makes front position, can't complete the mark. Coming in hard is Williams. Heppel, hair ablaze at the bottom of the pack. Collier trying to get it clear, barging his way through his Myers. The ball's just going back and forth like it's over a ping pong table. 40 out of side of the ground. Got a little bip, bip, bip. Breaking news. Essendon Footy Club can confirm it has received the interim ASADA report from the AFL. The club will review the report and respond in due course. All parties are bound by strict confidentiality, and the club is not in a position to make any further comment, Michael Christian.
From the ball up, side bottom gains 40 metres along the ground. And a boundary throw in the attacking side of left centre wing for the Bombers. Kicking to the city end in this opening term. They trail by 11 points, played 11 minutes. Boundary throw in. Lynch, Ryder to do battle. They lock arms. Beautifully roved off hands. That was superb stuff from Melksham. Now he gathers, runs to 55, drop punt to the goal square. Shaw getting back. Marks 1 metre from the goal line. Full back comfortably on his chest. Little kick to the back pocket to O'Brien. Plays on, took a chance. Poor kick, interception. Chance down there for Fletcher, does well. Hibbert sells the dummy. Lines up from 45, bangs away and misses everything. Should have done better there, perhaps, from 45. And it'll be Heath Shaw with the free kick in the back pocket. Collingwood 2 goals, Essendon 1 behind, 12 minutes in opening term.
So often on that last line of defence, he's Shaw Brownie, isn't he?
He does. He reads the ball really well in flight.
Just bringing the ball back out now. That man Shaw goes for the big cue banger. Lynch got the glove on, but in wet conditions he can't take the mark, and it spills across the boundary line. 55 out from the Essendon goals. They're yet to get a major. 1 behind. Collingwood at 2 straight 12. Goals to Elliott and O'Brien early in slippery conditions for the Pies. Ball comes in right on the 50 numbers. Maxwell just bumps it off the ground. Goes into Hardigan, just kicks it forward in hope towards Gumbleton. Good contest, can't take the mark, tough conditions. Now to Bellchambers. Hand passes it out towards Stanton. He's attracted by a lot of players. Now to Watson, the boot. Just kicks one off the boot forward, but running back to Steele Sidebottom, taking a safe defensive mark.
Sidebottom, last line of defence for the Magpies. Kicks wide, a long lead provided by Reid, and hits him lace out at half back. Ben Reid playing up forward. Kick to the wing. McCaffrey drops back on Heppel. Had an opportunity, couldn't take the mark. Heppel finds the ball at ground level, but it eludes him momentarily, and we'll get a boundary throw in the attacking side of left centre wing for the Bombers.
What's happening right now, this weather has really helped Collingwood. The Bombers mark the ball more than any side in this competition, and they like to chip the ball around and use their foot skills. Right now, being wet and slippery, they're not being able to do that. They've only taken 3 marks so far. They average 102 for the game.
Williams takes a fresh airy. Pendlebury hand pass out towards Heath Shaw. On the far side of the ground, Shaw just kicks one off the ground and it goes out of bounds. Directly on centre wing, under lights at the MCG, thanks to Karcher Mickey Roberts.
Howie, every time Job now gets a clear possession, and they've all cottoned on now, the Magpie Army, just give it to him.
All right, Robbo, boundary throwing. Lynch wins it in the path of Sidebottom. He picks it up, quick handball back to Beams, who jams it on the boot towards the wing. Loose ball, Blair fighting hard, so as Dempsey did well, Dempsey. Knocks it to Bagley, little handball to Myers, who kicks with the left boot towards half forward. Sinclair coming up, Bellchambers fisted away by Brown. Sinclair at ground level did well. Handball to Williams at half back. Williams penetrating kick to centre half forward. Oh, in front, Cloak, was he interfered with? Surely no. Yes, the free kick to Cloak. He was pushed out by Carlisle. He's got it 65 from goal. Goes wide, not sure about the wisdom of that, to Beams, who's on a more acute angle further from goal. Dane Beams, 75 from goal, right half forward, Pies to the punt road end. He hoists it high to the goal square, Swan at the back, chance at ground level. Elliott does well, puts a good tackle on Bagley, and they force it over the Bomber defence through for a rush behind. So the Magpies 2-1, Essendon are behind, 14 played in this opening term. Big game here at the MCG.
Tell you what, Robbo, if they boo Joe Watson every time he gets the footy, they're going to have a busy afternoon. He's had plenty of it already at the Essendon skipper. Short ball. This comes to Myers. He's forced to kick an up and under job. Luke Ball standing under courageously. Ball marks. 2 kicks from home. Runs back, sizing up options inside 50. Usually uses it well. Goes short towards Beams. Good spoil there by Myers. It comes back to Ball. He can have a second attempt. Out to Sidebottom. Again, 2 kicks from home. Short spearing ball. Courtney Dempsey affects the spoil. And it just runs harmlessly out of bounds. Collingwood 2-1-13, Essendon 1 behind on your Triple M's Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
A couple of major ball winners early. Sidebottom's had 7, Luke Ball 6, and for the Bombers, David Myers has had 6 for Hardyacker.
McCaffrey, quick kick out of the pack, taken by Dwyer. Handball off to Sinclair, little chip kick. The Cloak couldn't gather at ground level. In fact, it was Reid. Handball off to Elliott. He's in all sorts. Tried to get a handball towards Swan. Well done, Hawkins. Spills to Goldsack. Handball back to Sinclair, 45 from goal. His handball missed the mark. Going back, Sinclair retrieves his own footy. Just jams it on the boot and fortuitously lands in the arms of Blair, who was all by himself. 25 from goal, directly in front. Well, what happened there, Brownie?
They had 2 players to choose from them, Chris. So what happened is the 2 players were Sam Dwyer and Jarrod Blair. It was a great case of the Bombers won the ball out of the defensive end. The forwards are standing there pretty lazy, and the ball turns over, comes back in. All the Essendon players are pushed forward, and he was there on his own.
Blair from 25 kicks the goal. And Collingwood off to a good start. Wet, slippery conditions at the MCG. 14 played in this opening term. And Collingwood are 3-1-19. The Essendon are behind. And the Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard. When it comes to DIY and home improvement, you'll find everything you need to get the job done at your local Bunnings Warehouse. All at the...
He's taken a strong mark directly in front.
And it was over one of his good mates, Brendan Goddard. Goddard just stood under the footy. He was the man standing under the footy. Luke Ball had a great run and jump at it. And you don't see Luke Ball get off the ground too often. But he got up over Brendan Goddard and took a great contested mark. What a great start for the Pies. This will be 4-0.
Already had 7 disposals, 4 of them contested. This to go to a 4-goal lead. Just 15 out directly in front. No problems for little Lukey Ball. The Pies get their 4th and they are away to the old flyer. Collingwood 4-1-25. Essendon 1 behind. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
We just watched this on the Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Luke Ball goes down and Brendan Goddard, he was like a sitting duck, just sitting under there, went up to take the mark, but Luke Ball just really good body work. And I must admit, on the Warehouse replay screen, I don't think Brendan Goddard would want to watch the replay of that one. It wasn't a great effort.
Let's get down to Robbo, thanks to Kasha.
Dyson Heppel off the ground, got a little gash underneath the right knee, under the patella, just patching that up, Chriso.
Okay, thank you.
Disposal 75, Collingwood 42, the Bombers hardjacker.
So the margin 24 points, 19 played. Grundy doing well, another tap. Melksham first to arrive, breaks the Blair tackle, handball missed the mark. Now it's centre half ball for the Magpies. Well done, Watson, committed his body. So did Blair and Bagley, opposing each other. Spills out to Dempsey, little give to Fletcher. His kick partly smothered. Melksham tried to just hack it out of mid-air, missed, then fisted on. Coming to meet it, well done, Collier. Dwyer's got it, handball a wild one, Pendlebury comes to Swan, did well at close quarters, handball to Sinclair, his kick was a poor one, missed Grundy, Grundy's got time though, handball to Dwyer, handball wide to O'Brien, 50 from goal, O'Brien gets around Goddard too easily, runs to 35, kicks it behind, 4-2-26 Collingwood, Bombers 1 behind, 19 played. First term, Triple M, Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
I think you might see the runner go out to Brendan Goddard and have a word to him in a minute. First of all, he didn't go up the footy before. Then he comes back. He elects not to go with Harry O'Brien. Then he has to go. Harry O'Brien got around him too easy.
Collingwood 4-2-26. Essendon 1 solitary behind. The Bombers are absolutely under siege at the MCG. 20 into the first term. Ball onto the near side of the ground and it just runs across the boundary line in front of Dane Beams.
This game has been played at breakneck speed at the moment, Howie. The Bombers, they need to take stock and slow the game down. They haven't had the game on their own terms. They've only taken 3 marks for this whole first quarter. What they need to do is get the ball in their hands and slow it down. It is out of control at the moment and Collingwood are running all over them.
Got to slow it down, according to the 2-time All-Australian Nathan Brown. Into the middle of the ground, Zaharakis gives over to Dempsey. Coming out to help his Collier. Dempsey falls over, he might have twanged a hammy. Mickey Robertson beyond that. Doesn't look good. Going forward, his Goldsack. Looking for Cloak on the lead, bounces just in front of him. 40 out. Coming out is Carlisle, goes off the ground. Collier tries to pick it up. Just screws it round over the corner, straight to Harry O, who's got it on centre wing. He just boots it back inside 50. Collingwood under pressure. Elliott not in front, can't get the ball. Essendon come to the rescue, 40 out from home.
Chance for the Bombers, well played by Hooker, twisting and turning, gets the handball over to Bagley, Bomber defence under pressure, he hurries the kick back to half-back, straight to O'Brien, and O'Brien juggles but marks, plays on the boundary line, and inside-out torpedo's a poor one, Hooker stands underneath it and marks above his head well in the slippery condition. 20 metres from his own defensive goal, but this Essendon defence is under the pup. Robbo, thanks to Kasha.
Yeah, Courtney Dempsey cannot move, hamstring I would say, just stuck the hand up. Looks as though he was shot with a 22 out of the stand, so he's, I reckon he's gone for the game.
Delulio kicks to half forward after he got a good handball from Goddard, but Williams did brilliantly. Handball off the Shaw as he gathered, and Shaw's kick wide to Maxwell. Takes it on the bounce, right on the boundary line. Wobbly old kick from Maxwell. Goddard in good position, and Goddard takes the mark, half back for the Bombers.
So Leroy Jetta, the sub for the Essendon Football Club, with Dempsey off. That will really cause further problems for the Bombers, mate.
Certainly will. Lack of run, Tay, and it's very important to have a run in your body when you're playing in the wet conditions.
Goddard goes inside 50 to Gumwood. They've tried that approach a few times. The big fella, Scotty, hasn't taken a mark yet. Coming out high and hard. He's Hardingham is in front of Michael Roberts on the interchange bench. And finally, Essendon have a bit of time and a bit of space, and they go to Hooker. First time they've really controlled the football for about 10 minutes. Now to Melksham. He goes up and under, inside 50. Gumwood can't take the mark again. He's Shaw. He's got time and space now to side bottom. He just goes a clearing ball out of half back to Marley Williams.
Williams has been good early, Brownie. He's got it at half back. Thought about going back and across. Eventually kicks along the line. Contest, big pack, front and centre. Well played by Bagley. Well tackled though. Spills to Pendlebury. Little handball back to Swan. Confronted by Stanton. Good tackle, Stanton. Swan a bit lucky as Lynch knocks it back to Swan. Handball to Williams. Handball through the congestion is good to Pendlebury. Back to Swan. They've got it on centre wing. Swan, shocking kick. Along the ground to Cloak, who gathers. He's got a handball option over the top. Elects to go back to Pendlebury, who kicks short. And the mark's taken 55 from goal by Dwyer. Dwyer now. Oh, gee, went to kick and dropped it. That's okay, he didn't go off his line. He's still 55 from goal. Cloak wants it long to the goal square. He kicks in the Cloak direction. Cloak, too good, too big, too strong. He's marked 20 from goal. Good kick from Dwyer Brownie. Put it about 5 metres in front of Cloak. He knew it was coming. He held off Carlisle, protected the drop zone, and then marked on his chest.
It was a terrific kick. But Chriso, what's got to be made of the Essendon defenders there? Because, as you said, he dropped the ball, then he came back over his mark. I'll finish this point after Travis Cloak kicks it.
From 25, drop punt is missing. Is it a goal? No, he might have kicked it. He has. It was very close to the right hand behind post. It's snuck through. And Collingwood 5-2-32. The Bombers are one behind. We've played 24 minutes in this opening term. The Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Now, Chriso, you said that Dwyer slipped over, had to come back over his mark. So at least 10 seconds was wasted there. He just kicked a nice, easy floating ball to the right-hand side of Travis Cloak. There was 8 Essendon defenders standing around. Just watched Carlisle and Cloak have a one-on-one battle. Cloak's always going to win that battle. One of the Essendon defenders had to say, okay, he's under pressure here, my teammate in Jake Carlisle. I've got to come off my man. I've got to go third man up and spoil the ball. Nobody did it. There's no cohesion down there on any terms against Essendon at the moment.
5 goals to zip. This game is quickly slipping away from the Essendon Footy Club. Collingwood dominating. Harry O just running, ramping across half-back. Gives it to Shaw. Has no real options. It just kicks it out towards the interchange area. Running back hard. The Bombers through Stanton. Side bottoms on his hammer. Stanton goes for the Respirian ball, but Collingwood can do no wrong.
Harry O'Brien out and out of wing is having a sensational start to the game. He's playing on Brendan Goddard. Harry O'Brien, 9 disposals, already kicked the goal, 2 inside 50s. Brendan Goddard only the 5.
Around the grounds for the TOC, Nate.
Port Adelaide lead by 2 points, 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
From the boundary throw-in, Watson kicks it forward towards half forward. Taken by Myers, handball off to Comer, to Zaharakis. Flying shot at goal is offline. From 35. He was on a slight angle behind the second to the Bombers. Magpies a 5-2. Short kick comes into O'Brien, who marks in the back pocket, kicks it back to Keefe, who marks just 5 metres from his own defensive goal in the defensive goal square. Short kick to Beams, got to him on the bounce, a little risky. Beams plays on, kicks it wide, side bottom and Stanton. Side bottom or one-hander after he was being held by Stanton. Exquisite skills in these conditions from Steele side bottom.
Michael Roberts, thanks to Karcher.
Courtney Dempsey out, could hardly walk up the stairs with Doc Reed being in the rooms. He is subbed. Jetteron, Leroy Jetteron, Carlisle, Courtney Dempsey in the back, iced up.
Shocking signs, Goddard first earlier in the quarter, then Brent Stanton after he got marked on by Sidebottom, just allowed him to go, didn't chase at all. Sidebottom gets the ball back. Pretty ordinary signs from the Bombers leaders. Sidebottom
right in front of the interchange area, gives it to Grundy, who goes across to Shaw. Now Harry O, out of sight of the ground, they've gone the full switch, and Big Lockie Keefe's got it now. Ball inside 50 going towards Nick Maxwell, and Maxwell, who's crept forward, he marks 54 from home right on the boundary line. Too far out to score, looking for options. Maxie looks like he's just going to load up. Elliott's deep in the square, coming from a long way back, so's Reed. And through with the defensive spoil, the Bombers, and it just goes across for 1 behind. Collingwood move on to 5-3-33. Essendon 2 behinds, 31-point margin. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Couple of low numbers so far. Gumbleton yet to touch the footy. Paddy Ryder only the 1 disposal. They're big men letting them down at the moment.
35 seconds left in the quarter as the ball comes short into Carlisle. He kicks short to Watson and the obligatory boos and applause from Essendon fans. He's called to play on. He just big up and under towards the wing. Chance, loose contest, well played by Ball. Quick handle to side bottom to Pendlebury. Kick inside, attacking 50. But the Bombers are there in number. Hardingham, who clears with a short kick, a dangerous one. Chance at the back for Williams. They might run out of time here, Collingwood. Handball off to McCaffrey. Short kick. Mark taken by Dwyer. The siren's going to sound here. And Dwyer will need to kick it I reckon Fletcher did a great job. He tripped a metre or so on the mark. He'll have to kick it 52 metres. He's directly in front at centre half forward. And I'm not sure Brandy's got the kicking power with what will be a pretty wet, slippery ball to get the trip here.
I'm going to back him in, Chris. He's gone for the Michael Holding run-up. He's back in the middle of the MCG right now, but he's a little man. He's got a lot of power. Let's ride it home.
Sam Dwyer to give Collingwood their 6th of the quarter. He comes in, torpedo, and it went 30 metres off the side of his boot at right angles. That is a shank if I've ever seen one. But they get to him because an outstanding quarter of football from the Magpies. At quarter time at the MCG, Collingwood 5-3-33. Essendon 2 behinds. The Magpies by 31. The thoughts of Nathan Brown in just a moment. For McDonald's, Triple M, Roxburgh.
Huge statement by the Collingwood Football Club. Collingwood 5-3-33. Essendon 2 behinds. 31-point margin at the MCG. Mark Howard, Michael Christian and Nathan Brown with you. And Chris has some good news for Carlton fans around the ground.
Yes, indeed. For the TAC, we are approaching three-quarter time in Adelaide, and the Crows, trailing by 21 points at half-time, are now 11 points in front. Quite incredibly, 81-70. 4 minutes remaining in the third term.
We are joined by Triple M's number one newsbreaker, Mark Stevens, on the line. Steve-O, thanks for joining us on a busy afternoon. Essendon, they've released a statement.
They have a huge statement by Collingwood first quarter and a smaller statement by Essendon, you could say, but they have confirmed that they've received the interim ASADA report from the AFL. They're saying now that they will review the report and respond in due course. Also saying that as both parties, including the AFL, of course, are bound by confidentiality, they won't be saying anything, and maybe that's just a bit of a nudge to the league that they should keep their traps quiet as well.
How long before the public gets any indication of what this report's containing, Steve-O?
Well, it could be a week or so, I believe. It'll be 4 to 7 days that they'll actually review this. The interesting thing now, I think, Howie, is what the AFL will do from just a game governance issue. Outside the ASADA issue, whether the Commission now meets to maybe take some fairly quick action on the Bombers.
All right, Steve-O, thanks very much for your time. Have a wonderful afternoon. Mark Stevens on Triple M Footy. Michael Christian, we're set for a start in turn 2.
Yes, the opening bounce, scrimmage, so the umpire will come in and ball it up again. Magpies by 31. Loose ball, Melksham knocks it forward. Myers can't gather, or indiscriminate kick off the ground. And it's going to be an Essendon free kick. It'll come back to Heppel, who has been matched up today by McCaffer. Awkward kick towards half forward, and going back, a good mark taken there by Sinclair. Ben Sinclair, centre half back for the Magpies. Outstanding opening quarter by Collingwood. He kicks long to the wing, ball to the back, chance for Sidebottom. Gathers, did well, handball wide to ball, right on the boundary line on centre wing. Awkward looking left foot kick towards Reid, who is playing up forward this afternoon. It eludes him, and a boundary throw in right in front of the MCC members stand, about 60 metres from Collingwood's goal. Let's get down to Robbo, thanks to Karsha.
Yeah, what the Bombers didn't need, because being 5 zipped down in that first quarter, is Courtney Dempsey. He's done a left hamstring, so he comes out. The sub had to be made, and Jetta gets his chance.
Thanks to Karcher, that's Mickey Roberts down on the boundary, second game for the day. Herculean effort by our man on the boundary. Ball 70 out from goal. McCaffer up and under. He's caught by Heppel. And Collingwood remarkably lead 5 goals, 3-33 to Essendon, 2 behinds, with the ball 70 out from the Collingwood goal. Grundy goes up, just sort of plays a bit of volleyball, just slides into the Collingwood attacking 50. Myers comes back hard and fast, trying to get it to Heppel. No room, and it just spills across the boundary line. Nate, what can the Bombers do?
Well, they've got to start getting their hands on the footy for a start, because they're 50 disposals down, Howie. But the big thing and the major thing that you look at, Collingwood 50 more disposals, yet they've also laid 7 more tackles, so it's an intent thing. Either Collingwood have been really good, which they are, but the Bombers haven't really come with an intensity around the footy to match it.
From the boundary throw in, Ryder kicks it to the wing, and going back, a good mark running with the flight taken by Keith. Keith kicks wide, Dwyer's made position on centre wing, right below our broadcast position. A kick towards centre half forward, up in Lynch. Well done, Hooker, big fist. Desperate stuff at the back there by Bagley. He's tracking the ball, can't gather, spills to Maxwell. Handball off to O'Brien, who jams it on the boot, 25 metres from Collingwood's goal. Reid got a hand to it, couldn't take it. Hibbert did well getting back. Handball off to Hooker, further handball to Bagley. Look out, son, you're in all sorts. Good tackle lead, spills to Reid. His handball too fierce for Sidebottom. picked up by Zaharakis. Handball to Carlo. His kick is marked by Ryder between halfback and wing for the Bombers.
Essendon under pressure on every position in the ground. Goddard just goes forward inside the attacking 50. Sets a task for Jetta. Came on as a sub when Dempsey went off with a hammy. 40 out from goal. Jetta does well, keeps it in. Now coming in hard is Keith and Gumbleton. Still 40 out from goal. And the Pies again just mop it up. And Harry O takes it on the defensive 50. Collingwood everywhere.
Kick to a central location, the true centre-half back position to Maxwell. He handballs off to Brown, who lopes away. Driving kick wide. Side bottom's got to go here. He does. In fact, he fists away. Falls to Blair. Blair now, a little chip kick towards half forward. Cloak in front, got hands to it. Couldn't take it. Hooker front and centre. Oh, he fell over when he didn't need to. Now a chance for Blair, front of the centre square. Chips it forward. Reed going back. Good fist. That was from Milksham. Chance now for McCaffer. Apple providing plenty of attention. Hibbert's got it. He drops it. Swan, the good tackle. Ball still underneath Hibbert. Ball coming out eventually. Hacked out by the Bombers and kicked forward by Gumbleton towards the wing.
Into the middle of the ground. Watson can't take the mark and coming through his gold sack. Collingwood dominating this game. There's a man free inside 50 and it's Beams. And Dane Beams marks and he'll go back directly in front. He'll have to kick from 45 looking for an option. But it looks like Beams is locked in.
There's only one side playing like his finals type atmosphere at the moment, Chriso, and that's the Pies. Every time there's a contested footy, Collingwood win it. Every time there's somewhere to spread, they win it. Essendon players at the moment are picking and choosing when they want to put their head over the ball and when they want to work hard.
7 touches for Beams. He's averaging 32 touches since he returned in round 16 for his first game of the year. Kicking from 45, not bad off the boot. Oh, the misery continues for Bomber fans because Beams has put through the first of the term. It's the 6th for the Collingwood Footy Club. They are absolutely flying. Collingwood 6-3-39. Essendon 2 behind. 37-point margin. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Might sound like I'm being very harsh on the Bombers, but Collingwood are just walking through their tackles at the moment. Goldsack got that ball. It was a great spot up to Dane Beams, but he ran through 2 tackles. One was Watson, the other one was Paddy Ryder. They just put out arms to try and stop him. No real shoulder behind the tackle. No way that he ever should have got through there. Got through, was able to easily hit up Beams, who kicked their 6th.
Let's get into Robbo, thanks to Karsha.
Just interesting to note, James Hird is sitting down on the interchange bench, sitting down with all the interchange boys, just eyeballing them, telling stories, giving them revved up, the whole thing, James Hird.
From the centre, well done, thanks Robbo. Melksham almost to Mark DeLulio, wild old handball. Well done Sinclair, little give to Shaw with the outside of the right booty. Kicks it to the vacant wing position. Now there's a free kick in meantime.
Bombers.
An undisciplined act, didn't see it, but Comma will take it. 25 from goal, as good as directly in front. Did you see it, Brownie?
No, I didn't see it either. We'll have to wait for the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen to see what happened. I think it's against Sinclair, but we'll wait. Nathan Buckley very unhappy about it, but Comma will take the free kick 30 metres out, pretty much directly in front.
It's the only way they were going to kick one.
So he'll come in now. 30 metres, drop punt is a goal. So the Bombers finally on the board. They have their first. It's taken 6 minutes into the second term. And they move to 1-2-8. Collingwood a 6-3-39. We've played 5 minutes in this second term on the Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Just saw the Chemist Warehouse replay screen and it was behind the play. Commel was shepherded off. He threw Dwyer down and then Dwyer dragged him down with him. There's no way that was a free kick.
Nathan Buckley on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen says, I agree with you, Brownie. And Comma, who's got a sort of weird do at the moment, Nate. He's got the sort of
ponytail on top.
Yeah, how do you... Chris O'Shea
sort of
his hair. That's not his sort of Chris O haircut.
Trojan sort of haircut.
What do you think, Chris O?
Yeah.
Not something the great Collingwood defender would go with. But finally, Essendon get on the board. And they go inside 50 again with a kick off the ground. Diolio makes a good purchase on the footy. 50 out from goal. They need a spark, Essendon. Maybe the free kick can turn it around for them. A lot of players come around the ball, Hocking directing traffic in there. And the umpire number 8, comes in 50 out from goal, Essendon.
Ball up, chance for Hocking. Did well though. His handball's a little too slick for Bellchambers. Kick forward by Dwyer to the wing. Coming to meet it, Blair. He's well tackled. You get the handball clear. He can't. What's the umpire going to do here? I think he was trying. Then the umpire agrees. And we'll get a ball up the defensive side of the wing for the Magpies. Myers wins it straight to Pendlebury. Pokes it forward towards half forward. Elliott and Bagley. Elliott arrives first, but it's slippery. He can't control it, and it's off his body over for a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Magpies. Collingwood to the city end in this second term. They lead by 31. We've played 7 minutes.
Bell Chambers, so he's going to go in the ruck against Quinton Lynch. A couple of big boys there. Pendlebury at the fall of the ball, as he so often is. Just hurries one inside 50. Lux of Fortune comes to Elliott. He's dangerous. Gives it to his little mate Blair, who goes for spearing one inside 50. And Grundy takes it.
Big Reg.
Big Reg Grundy takes it. He's marked 40 out directly in front. And talking about haircuts, this man looks like he should be in a tie-dye t-shirt and the beaches are going, Chris. He looks like a
Now
backpacker.
it's been reversed.
Oh.
Been reversed. Reg is flat. It's against Pendlebury.
Well, a couple of interesting umpiring decisions, and our man, the backpacker, has the pill taken off him. Meanwhile, in the middle of the ground, the Bombers are a chance to Hibbard to Heppel, who drops the ball at an inopportune time. Collingwood get a chance to make up for it through Cloak. Goes inside 50, down towards Dane Swan. Makes good position. Fletcher with the gadget arms comes back and makes a good defensive spoil.
He gathers now and kicks wide to Hooker, and Hooker marks at half-back. No one stands him, so he plays on quickly. Long to the wing, vacant wing. Shaw gets back, gathers on the bounce with the left foot. He chips. Not a great kick. Bounces just inside. Got the Cloak on the bounce, and his short kick's marked by Pendlebury. Just the attacking side of the wing. He kicks towards half forward. Reid pushes his opponent out and is penalised. No! He's paid the mark! Oh, the Essendon fans and players are up in arms.
Could have been a square up, Chris.
It might have been, because I reckon that was a free kick every day of the week to his opponent Fletcher there, Brownie.
Watch the Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Ben Reid, two hands, firmly in Dustin Fletcher's back, pushes him to the ground. That's a free kick.
So Reid perhaps lucky. So a couple of interesting decisions so far. From 40 metres, drop punt is missing to the left. And Essendon fans think justice is done there. 6-4-40 the Magpies. Essendon 1-2-8. 9 played in this second term.
If I was James Hird, I'd be getting my runner out to Brent Stanton, or I'd be bringing him off to have a chat to him myself. He's in one of those moods where he feels like he doesn't need to work hard, he doesn't want to work hard, he's not electing to work hard. He's their best running player at the moment. He's not utilising that asset of his game.
Hibbard brings the ball out to Gumbleton, who spills the mark. Quick kick forward, goes to Beams. Then he marks it in the centre of the ground. Just goes long to Belter inside 50. Back towards Big Cloak, who flies. Caught behind, spoils. Now it's Watson, needs to be quick. Collingwood fans continue to boo him. I don't know why. Big tackle on Stanton. Ball spills free. Pendlebury dances one way, goes the other. Essendon come to the rescue. And again it's Watson with a quick one off the boot. And it comes to Harry O, who battles hard and low. Good effort there by Hocking, who goes an underground hand pass to Goddard, 60 out from goal for the Bombers.
Bombers come through. It was well played. Hibbert and Hocking combined. Get it to Watson. His handball on the up. Belled under Hooker. Handball back to Goddard at half back. Measures the kick towards Stanton. Fisted away by Shaw. Front and centre. Comer. Good tackle. Shaw. Kick only gains about 10 metres. Keats first to arrive. He just takes it over. And a boundary throw in centering right below our broadcast position. Essendon have listed their intensity the last few minutes. No question. They trail by 32. 11 played in this second term. Well done, Lynch. Got it to ball. Handball inside the side bottom. Eludes Zaharakis. Oh, he handballed to Goldsack, who was going to Shepherd for him. Spills to Sinclair, luckily. Sinclair now drives it long towards the goal square. Swan at the back. Well done, Carlisle. Chance for Cloak. Fisted away. And that's got to be delivered, surely, by Carlisle. And it has been paid. He was on the ground, he just fisted it over. Play on the call, the kick comes to ball. Can't take the mark, and Essendon out of trouble through Zaharakis.
Only for a moment. Straight back to Collingwood. Goldsack goes in like a raging bull. Heppel on the defensive 50. Gee, they're under pressure. The Essendon Footy Club to Big Q Lynch. He goes from 70, too far from him. Right to the teeth of the square at the back. Off hands. Cloak couldn't get a handle on it. Oh, Chriso. She's a tight game at the G pressure-wise, not on the scoreboard. 6-5-41, Collingwood, Essendon 1-2-8, round the grounds for the TAC, Browning.
Yeah, the last quarter started, we're only 10 seconds in. Adelaide Crows lead by 12 points, but as I say, that Port Adelaide kicked the first goal of the last quarter to bring it back to 6-point lead to Adelaide Crows.
I say it's a tight game because Essendon have really lifted, Nate. You fear if they can get a goal or two here, they're back in it, but if Collingwood get one in response, by gee, it's a long way back.
They are lifting, but it's all being played inside Collingwood's half.
This is inside Essendon's 50 now. Long ball in by Stanton. Not a good ball to his forwards. Caught in a tight tackle. Falls to Belchambers. Snap Belcho! The Bombers breathe again. And Belchambers just bumbles one through from 15 out. The second in a row for the Bombers. They're second for the night. They move on to 2-2-14. Collingwood 6-5-41 on your Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. A bit of hope.
Certainly is. How you said that the Bombers had lifted, Howie, and they have. In the first quarter they were smashed. They were 30 contested possessions down. So far in the second quarter, contested possessions are 20 each. The Bombers 5 disposals up on uncontested possessions, and the centre clearances 2 to the Bombers, none to Collingwood. So that's where they've lifted. They've lifted their intensity around the footy. It's not correlating the scores at the moment, but they've kicked 2-1 in their second quarter.
Let's get down to Robbo, thanks to Kasha.
The Herd loving it, riding every bump and emotion. He's up and about now, Herdy.
From the centre, chance for side bottom. His handball went astray, picked up by Belchambers, kicked to half forward. They've kicked the last 2, the Bombers. Ball gets through the pack to Keith, who gathers, kicks wide towards Beams. He gathers on the bounce, turns onto the left boot, chips wide to Swan. How many hard yakkers for Swan? He's been pretty quiet, I reckon, Brownie.
9.
Okay, he's done a little better than I thought. He's got it on the southern wing. Now, I don't know about this. He goes back to centre half back to Keith, who marks on defensive 50. And Keith hasn't got anywhere to go. Normally the switch is on. They can come right across the ground, but not available on that occasion. He goes short to Shaw, who's only 30 metres from his own defensive goal. And not much run at the moment from the Magpies. O'Brien moves for him, but he's got Goddard on him. Kick beyond that. Grundy the target. Up, ball to the back. Goddard and O'Brien. Oh, gee, O'Brien was held. No free kick. Picked up by Belchambers. Off to Jeddah. Long. One out inside the attacking 50. Oh, Keith. Oh, he dropped the mark. Did all the hard work. Soccer by Gumbleton, but it's offline. Ball close to the boundary line, and Shaw takes it over. We'll get a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for the Bombers.
James Hurd might need to go a bit smaller in their forward end because they're not being able to take the marks at the moment inside their forward 50. At the moment, Collingwood 9 marks to their forwards. The Bombers have only taken 5 in their defensive 50, but Collingwood's defensive 50 have taken 8 marks to the Bombers' forward 50, none.
Goddard gives it to Hocking. Gives it to Watson. Scrubby ball. Touch ball. Touch ball. Calm down, Essendon fans. 1 behind. Essendon move on 2-3-15. Collingwood 6-5-41. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. Pies away.
Play on quickly to McCaffer, who's got it at half back. Good handball to Swan. Swan now. Kick around the body towards Dwyer. Hibbert fists away. At ground level a chance. Well done by Hooker. His handball not great though. Reid and Hibbert fight for the footy between wing and half forward for the Magpies, and the umpire comes in, will ball it up. 41 plays 15 minutes played, second term. Essendon working their way back into this game. Hocking takes it, smothered by Dwyer, through the legs of Hibbard, picked up Beams, handball off to Williams, handball to Dwyer, missed the mark. Chance now for Hocking. Handball to Watson. Scraggy old kick towards half forward, but coming up Gumbleton did well. Handball to Jeddah, the sub. Wide, handball to Ryder. Good tackle, Swan. And turnover as a consequence. Spills to Sinclair. He goes wide to Reid and Collingwood away.
Reid's got it on the outer wing. Plenty of options. Goes inside 50. Look towards Cloak. Coming back with courage is Melksham. Dwyer caught in a tight tackle. She's a hot footy. Little Blair just punched one out in front. And Hibbard's got a little bit of space, a rarity in this game. And he's in the back pocket and just barrels it as far as he possibly can. Out to the centre wing, down towards Heppel. He's pulled off the footy. And it'll be a free kick to Dyson Heppel. Right in front of the members. There's a nice crowd in the house. Essendon are coming. They've kicked the last 2. Only 2 for the match. They trail 15-41. Joe Watson continues to get booed by Collingwood fans. Ryder and Gumbleton spoil each other. That's not in the Hurdy playbook. And it spills now to Pendlebury to Swan. Gee, that was a mistake and a half. Pendlebury now, he's always good inside 50. He goes a long searching ball towards Reid. Cloak comes out, but Reid, he says, get out of me way, Trav. Takes the mark, plays on right in front. Oh, he's missed it, Chriso. It was showboating, Brownie.
Well, it says that he doesn't want to have set shots at goal, Ben Reid. The first one, he took a mark 40 metres out directly in front, gave it off to Harry O'Brien. That one, he took a mark 20 metres out. His kicking in the last 2 weeks has been a bit iffy. He doesn't want to have the set shots. He'd rather play on.
I prefer to call it showboating myself, Brownie. Michael Christian, Triple M footy.
Hibbard to himself, and he drives it long, gets plenty on it. Big pack. Lynch comes to the back. Chance for DeLulio. His handball not great at all. Pendlebury was taken high by Goddard. No free kick, and he's going to be pinged here, is he? No, it spills out. And Watson, who's been unbelievably good. Handball, creative one. But coming up the meat at Sinclair. He overruns it. Jeddah slides in on top of it. Spills to Melksham. kicks it forward. One-on-one contest here. Keith and Gumbleton. Keith back first. Good tackle, Gumbleton. Ball spills free. Free kick. Bit lucky, I reckon, Keith.
He's a liability at the moment, Gumbleton. James Hurd's got to do something with him. Maybe move him up the other end, because right now he's their only go-to option up in the forward end. They're pushing it in there often enough, but he's not able to get either the ball in the air or on the deck. When it hits the deck, Gumbleton's out of the contest.
Keith short to Grundy. Grundy long to the wing. Big pack again. Cloak up. Oh, he's marked it, has he? No, he got 2 bites. And well, now it's a
punch
free
on.
kick. Now it's downfield. I'm not sure which way it's going.
Oh.
Commer involved again.
Goddard and Harry O tangling, and then Commer and
Now,
Sinclair.
meantime, there's a mark. It was advantage, and Lynch has marked 25 from goal directly in front.
No, we didn't see that. We're watching the fight, Chris. So talk us through it.
Swan got the ball in the middle of the ground, found plenty of space, Brownie, and the big Q-banger when everyone else was watching the fight just took an uncontested mark, 28 directly in front.
Oh, big Q-tip.
Now, he's only kicked 5 goals and has missed a lot of relatively easy shots. He's directly in front, 25 metres. Drop punt is a goal. Collingwood have their 7-6-48. Essendon 2-3-15. We've played 18 minutes in this second term on the Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. Harvey Norman are your big capacity washer and dryer specialist, where you'll find all the trusted brands in laundry.
Been watching it unfold for the last 2 minutes since that goal was kicked. Harry O'Brien and Brendan Goddard having an almighty go at each other. They're still going. Hopefully something wasn't said, but certainly not liking each other, those 2 players at the moment. Dustin Fletcher came in. You don't see him fight too many players. He came in and threw Harry O'Brien about as well.
Bit of zing down there, Mickey Roberts.
Yep, there was one of those Harry O'Brien sort of shepherds on the mark, and Goddard didn't like it, but gee, they've been gobbing off for about a minute and a half.
Doesn't miss a trick, our man Mickey Roberts on the bench, the number 1 in the business. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Collingwood 48, Essendon were rallying. They're only 15, that's a 33-point margin.
It's a big goal for the Pies, that one. Everything was going with the Bombers in. They had all the possessions. They were winning the contested possession and the clearances, but they couldn't put it on the scoreboard. They don't have a forward structure right now that is dangerous. Every time they pump it in, the ball comes out with interest.
Bagley pinned in the middle of the ground, so Ball gets the free kick. He gives it to Steele side bottom. This is a patient build-up by Collingwood. And Beams marks it near side of the ground. Kick and a half from home. Paddy Ryder works the mark. Beams wants a short option. He looks a short option now. He's forced to go long to the tall timber. Coming in, Grody. Couldn't quite take the mark. Big Brody. Hand pass across now. Grundy. Ball spills free. Comes out towards Keith. And he marks 55 from home. Umpire says play on. Goddard needs to get the footy.
Chance now for the players at half forward. Disputed footy. Spills out to Brown. He jams it on the boot. Gains 25 metres. Coming to meet it. Well played, Stanton. No, he fumbled it. Gathers again. Got plenty of time. Handball off to Hooker at half back. Little loopy handball to Goddard. Got it on quickly to Stanton. Close quarters. Melksham. He's chased down by Goldsack. Outstanding work by Goldsack. And he forces the ball over for a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Magpies.
Just have a keep an eye on Dane Swan coming off here, Robbo. He didn't chase out of the defensive end then. He looks a bit sore.
Boundary throw, and we'll get to Robbo in just a moment. Grundy beaten by Ryder. Chance for DeLulio. Good tackle on him by Shaw. Ryder gains 10 metres with a kick. Chance though for Luke Ball. He gathers. Oh, look out. Handball not great to Williams. Put him under the pump. Williams did brilliantly. Got it back to Ball, sensing the danger. Beautiful kick towards Blair. Couldn't quite hold on. The Chance dragging it under. Now spills out wide towards Fletcher. He fumbled. Oh, gee, good tackle on Hardingham. And the umpire says, give it to me. Ball up centre half forward for the Magpies. Collingwood 7-6. Essendon 2-3. 21 played, second term.
7 out from the Collingwood goals. They're pushing and pushing hard. Big Brody Grundy works in there. Beams just gets one off the ground. Race in 2. Goddard battling away with the side bottom. Goddard does well. Wins the contested ball, gives over to DeLulio. And he goes forward, down towards Gumbleton. Brownie says he needs to get involved. And he gets the ball across the boundary line right in front of Mickey Roberts.
Yeah, good pick up, Brownie. Right knee, got a kick in at Swan, limping around in pain. Just trying to work it off, but he's limping around, Swan.
Around the grounds of the TAC, Adelaide Crows lead the Port Adelaide Footy Club by 1 point, 13 minutes to go in the last quarter.
That's a ripper at the showdown. Brownie will keep you across that one. Heath Shaw, his kick spoiled, goes to Stanton, hurried one inside 50, bouncing ball, coming back is Bell Chambers, putting pressure on Brown, and good pressure because Brown sort of a snooker shot round the corner off the side of the boot, and it bounces 15 centimetres inside the boundary.
Just watching the Chemist Warehouse replay screen, Dane Swan getting a fair bit of work done on that knee down on the boundary.
Okay, now boundary throw-in, right forward pocket for the Bombers. Lynch wins it down, almost a chance there for Collier. Pendlebury's got it, he can't do anything with it, spills wide to Beams, who jams it on the boot back to the centre. All Essendon here, 2-on-1 in favour. Hooker gathers, runs back 10 metres, now steadies, gathers, he's got an option wide, lets the handball over the top to Carlisle, he handballs back to Hooker on the logo centre wing, wanting for an option, not one, he handballs back to Carlisle, is forced to fist it away, back towards Bagley, his handball back to Hooker, they're fiddling here, kick it long son they say, and he does, deep into the pocket, well done Shaw, knocks it towards the line, Delulio's got it, good tackle by Keith, and drags him down, play on says the umpire, wild on handball, picked up by O'Brien, around Heppel too easily, and around another, did brilliantly did O'Brien, and he kicks the cloak and marks on the wing.
He's been terrific, Harry O'Brien. I was critical of him last week against the Greater Western Sydney in his first game back, but today he has been absolutely outstanding.
Mark not paid, Howie, boundary throw in, centre wing.
Dane Swan back on the ground, Mickey.
Yep, back on, going down in that forward line. Still limping around. He got a decent kick right on the kneecap. They hurt.
Thanks to Karcher, Michael Roberts. Ball going nowhere at this stage. Lynch, a hand pass out towards Sinclair. He goes one way. Now back to Lynch, who just goes a big up and under job. Cloaks at the fall of the ball, battles two defenders. Elliott sniffing around for the crumbs, goes out of bounds. Brownie, as much pressure as I've seen Collingwood put on a club all year. Yeah, they've been terrific so far. They've laid 49 tackles to 26, so 23 up in tackles, but they've also had 40 possessions. That shows you how defensively minded they are today. Has been rain in the first quarter, pretty dry in term two. Collingwood 48, Essendon 15, middle of the ground, attacking it. This side bottom overruns it now. There's finally a chance for the Bombers. Watson gets it across to Goddard, picks it up cleanly. Great pressure. They're a tackling machine at the moment, Collingwood. That was Heath Shaw. The pie's going beautifully as it goes to Sinclair out of side of the ground. Well done, Collingwood.
Bell Chambers should have shepherded Goddard then.
Great kick from side bottom. Sinclair finds Dwyer. He's loose, 70 from goal. Plays on. Short kick is Mark taking Elliott. 40 from goal, directly in front. That was outstanding. In fact, inspirational stuff from Heath Shaw. Goddard was away. And he laid the tackle and caused the turnover. And now the ball with Jamie Elliott, who kicked the goal in the opening quarter, and a chance to increase Collingwood's lead. Collingwood have kicked 2-3 to 2-1 in this quarter, so it's been very even on the scoreboard. Quarter 25 minutes old. Elliott will kick from 45, drop part, looks good, it's a goal. Collingwood have their 8-6, 54. Essendon 2-3-15, 25 played. Second term, Triple M, Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Well, the Pies have just kicked the goals when they've needed them so far. Essendon, for the best part of this quarter, have been the better team by moving the footy. They've had 31 handball receives to 16, so they've got their running game going, the Bombers. They're up in the contested possession rate too against Collingwood, but every time they go inside forward 50, I sound like a broken record, Howie, they've got nobody to kick it to. They kick it to Gumbleton, the ball comes out. They're going to be really stretched with this injury to Courtney Dempsey later in the game, because I would have thought in these conditions James Hird would have been looking to sub Gumbleton out of this game, but they can't now. They've got to go with the forward structure, the tall one that they have. You're not a broken record, mate. You're one of the old classics. Zaharakis puts the ball forward to Watson, who started at full forward at that centre bounce. Now falls to Delolio, back towards Watson. Just a little hand pass. Flying shot on goal from the Bombers. Like Collier, and it just slides across for one behind. Essendon have been under pressure today. They move on to 2-4-16. Collingwood 8-6-54. 38-point margin at the Triple MCG. That's on the Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. Round the grounds to the TAC. Halfway through the last quarter, and the Adelaide Crows lead Port Adelaide by 7 points.
See, good showdown as Shaw kicks to himself here. Runs the full measure. Drives it long. Lynches the target. Bill Chambers up as well. Oh, in front. Bagley marked against the taller opponents. 70 metres from goal. He pumps it long. It'll land towards the goal square. Brown in a good spot, and he marks. Good strong mark by Nathan Brown. Handball wide to Shaw. They get it moving quickly. His short kick is marked by Lynch. Defensive 50, right half back for Collingwood. Quentin Lynch played pretty well tonight. Kicked the goal. He drives it to the wing. Cloak not in that contest. Fisted away by Carlisle, and that's it. Short quarter. travelled just 27 minutes, 28 seconds. And at the long break, it's Collingwood. And a bit on here, O'Brien and Goddard. And Goddard's got the angry pills.
Stick with it, Christo. They're coming from everywhere at the G now. Look at them. The Bombers are coming in. Goddard's trying to extract himself. Oh, there's umpires come from everywhere, and they're saying to Harry, get off the ground, Harry.
So at half-time in the big game at the MCG, Collingwood 8-6-54, Essendon 2-4-16. Players separate, and they'll go to their respective races. But Essendon coming back, certainly in general play against the Magpies in that quarter, but they still trail by 38 points. The thoughts from Nathan Brown very shortly. All the injury updates from Michael Roberts. Half-time at the G for McDonald's. Triple M Roxfoot.
Triple MCG, Collingwood 8-6-54, Essendon 2-4-16, 38-point margin at half-time. Mark Howard, Nathan Brown and Michael Christian. You need to take us to the TAC around the grounds. Distractions lead to disaster because Port have done something remarkable.
They have indeed. 20 points down they were, Port Adelaide, with 5 minutes left. They've kicked 4 goals and have stolen the match at Amy Stadium, the showdown. Port Adelaide 17-5, 107. Adelaide 15-13, 103, so by 4 points. And the star was Chadwick Wingard with 5. He kicked the winning goal with about 30 seconds left on the clock. A deliberate shot from 35 metres after getting a great centering ball from Angus Monfries. And that is some sort of win. And now they're going to be hard to catch for the top 8.
One of the best showdowns that we've ever seen. Carlton fans will be absolutely shattered because they wanted and needed the Port Adelaide Footy Club to win. Back here at the MCG, Collingwood are doing a massive job on Essendon. Elliott's kicked a couple, all single goal scorers. The rest of them are Nath. Bit of a Supercoach update. Herald Sun Supercoach player points. What do you got for us?
Yeah, Collingwood still side bottoms, had 67 in the first half. Luke Ball 63, Sinclair on 60. Jobe Watson leads the Bombers with 60. Stanton and Hocking on 46 apiece.
Down on the boundary, thanks to Karcher, he's been busy. He's battling it out in the tough weather. Mickey Roberts.
Yeah, and fingers crossed, Howie, and you know what it's like.
I do.
It's just pristine down here now, nice and clear. It's just perfect to play footy, and if you're a little fella and it's going to be on the decks nice and slippery. But the major worry for the Bombers, and it was early days, Courtney Dempsey did a left hamstring running right through the middle of the MCG, had to grab it, and they had to were forced to put Jetta on and make that substitution. And in a hard slog, that rotation is so important, and to get it a fork in the neck so early in the game, the first quarter, especially when they were 5-zip down, the Bombers up against it. What is it, 8-6 to 2-4? So that's the first substitution.
That is Michael Roberts, thanks to Karcher as always. Now, Triple M's Bonaire Best on Ground Award. The absolute leaders Bonaire in heating and cooling. Gee, I hope my Bonaire's fired up on warm at home, Chriso. Nate.
I've loved Steele's side bottoms game so far. He's found space out on the MCG tonight. 17 disposals. Harry O'Brien, just about close to the best man on the ground. Came back against Greater Western Sydney. He was okay in that game. Bits and pieces, but today has been his best game since he's come back. And for Jobe Watson, I think he's been the Bombers' best player. So Bonaire best on ground out of those 3 so far.
You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or go to triplem.com.au. Tell us whatever you'd like to know about. We'll have a chat to you after the game. Michael Christian, Nathan Brown. Nathan, any way back for the Bombers from here?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think they've got a forward structure that's going to allow them to kick. They're going to have to kick 12, 13 goals in the second half to beat Collingwood, because at the moment it's 8-2. So you'd have to think that it's at least got to be a 10 or 12 goal second half for the Bombers. They've only kicked 2 so far, and I can't see them kicking that many goals in the conditions.
I mean, one of the focus they have to have is just to win this quarter, win it by 3 goals and at least put themselves back in the ball game. If they can get it back to 18, 20 points at 3-quarter time, then they will give themselves some sort of chance. They have finished games well this season, the Bombers, so that's going to be the challenge for them in this third term as players make their way to their positions, and we'll try and pick up any positional changes.
Robbo down there thanks to Karcher. James Hurd, is he starting on the bench again?
He is, and it's quite surprising, and I think the reason for that, Howie, and as you know, he just wants to touch the players and eyeball them when they come off, whether they've done a good job and the rotations are going smoothly, or he wants to rip right into them. So Hurd is down here. He was actually sitting down with the interchange bench up and about when they started to kick a couple of goals. But the other thing too is Harry O'Brien and Goddard starting together. Don't worry about the punches. It's exactly what was said during some of the fracas there. It'd be very interesting after the game.
What was said, Robbo?
don't know. We don't know, but there was plenty said, plenty of gobbing off.
Okay, thanks, Robbo. So about to get underway in this third term. MCG, Magpies by 38. Grundy wins it down towards Swan, who toe pokes it forward a couple of metres. Intercepted by Watson. He kicks wide towards half forward. Opportunity out there for Commer. Lost his man, Maxwell. Commer, good tackle, Maxwell. As Commer just paused for a moment. O'Brien's got it at the moment. He's well tackled. Hocking an opportunity. Couldn't gather. At hand, ground level, McCaffer. Spills out to Swan, who tried to keep it in, couldn't. And a boundary thrown between wing and half forward for the Bombers. Early going in this third term.
The Bombers trail 16-54, kicking to the right-hand side of your radio dial. Hocking goes for a fresh airy. Heppel, a little underground job. Now Zaharakis, he's put under immediate pressure by Williams. That's been the story of the night. A hurried kick inside 50, but Collingwood have got all the numbers back and steal side bottom marks in front of Hardigan, right in front of the 10-metre square. Side bottom, just a chipping ball out to Nathan Brown in the outer back pocket. Just slowing things down here, Collingwood. And he goes short to Sinclair at centre half back.
Sinclair goes wide to side bottom. And he's got it about 30 metres from his own defensive goal in the left back pocket, in front of the MCC members stand. Kicks short back to Sinclair. He had to move, and he gathered just the bare 15 metres. Almost on attacking 50, Sinclair. Drives it long to the wing. Reid, Pendlebury, the two targets. Fisted away by Hocking. Spills to Goddard. Good little handball to Fletcher. His short kick, not 15. Taken by Heppel. Handball to Goddard. Good handball. Setting Stanton away. Handball to Zaharakis. He goes back to Myers, who can kick it a long way. Drives it long from 55. Straight on the test to side bottom. Who marks top of the goal square for the Magpies.
Just need to open his vision then. Myers had a lot of players on. He just needed to lower his eyes because there's at least 3 or 4 Essendon players he could have just chipped the ball into. Went for the long ball, just had no vision whatsoever.
In the words of Chews, spot on, Nath. Belchambers had about 20 metres on his opponent. And now Collingwood have run it out through their defensive 50 with Beams taking a good mark. Only got a bit of a corky from Myers. He just takes his time, assesses the situation. Goes with a real little short ball to Goldsack. He looks to play on quickly into the centre of the ground. That's a good ball, releasing ball. And now it's to Grundy. He's got it in the middle of the ground. Decides to go back. Really patient approach by the Pies out of half-time. Good ball towards Cloak. And he marks well, long way out. Christo's calling for him to play on quickly. Just mungs it down towards the attack 50. Reid battles, keeps his feet. Reid doesn't get the bounce of the ball. Hibbert comes back. Reid now twists, turns. Ben Reid snaps. I reckon he's picked it, Christo. He has kept his feet in the marking contest, went back on the footy, and Ben Reid opens the account in the second term. Collingwood move along to 60, Essendon just 16. That is all, of course, on your Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
It's not often you see Dustin Fletcher one out in the goal square with a big one-on-one contest to win. He went to ground, Ben Reid kept his feet, got the ball, snapped it over his shoulder, kicked a really good goal, but Travis Cloak, well done. Sometimes when a forward gets the ball outside 50, he surveys his options a bit, wonders whether he can get the ball, get the distance. He reeled around, he realises the time is of the essence. He wanted to get into one-on-one because he realised Ben Reid had Dustin Fletcher one-on-one, which doesn't happen too often, and the Pies won out.
Get to Robbo in just a moment. Grundy wins another one out towards Pendlebury. Stolen though by Ryder. Kick inside attacking 50. Coming out to meet at Gumbleton. Couldn't quite control it. Jetta an opportunity. Shovels the handball out to Lulio. His wild handball will be taken by O'Brien. No comment did well. Applied pressure. Maxwell's got it. His wild old handball got to Pendlebury. Tried to find McCaffer. Loose ball. Goldsack now. Handball wide. Taken by O'Brien. And Collingwood out of trouble with one bounce. He runs through the back of the centre square. Probing kick to Reid. Ball to the back. Chance for Elliott. Well done. Getting back was Bagley, but he coughs it up. Dwyer's got it. Oh, he was dispossessed as well. The big Q man, Lynch, has got it. Short kick, Mark Pendlebury. No, he dropped the sitter. Handball back towards Williams. He ducks the head. Play on the call. No. Gee, I reckon he was a bit lucky there. Marley Williams has got it 50 from goal. Need to kick at 55, but he ducked the head there, Howie. Not sure he should have got that free kick.
No, I'm with you, Chriso. He's a bit fortunate after Pendlebury dropped one. You'd see him take 99 times out of 100. Marley goes for extra distance, wobbles it forward, and it just goes out 15 metres around from the goals. Thanks to catcher Michael Roberts.
They wanted to test Dane Swan's knee. He got a kick in it, the right one, and he's played the first 3 minutes sitting on the bench now. I reckon he's outrun it, though. He's okay.
It's the best in the business, thanks to catcher Mickey Roberts. Goddard goes with a nice long ball and a man on his own amongst the congestion, which is unusual today. Delolio takes the mark, just pushes it forward. Big pack of players. Brown flies from the back and takes a nice defensive mark, Nathan Brown, in the left back flank.
He runs across the ground. Now he's got to be precise here, and he is, as he finds Sinclair back inside defensive 50. Sinclair now called to play on. Jetta applying pressure. Short kick is okay. Mark taken by Beams. Right half back for the Magpies. Plays on leisurely, right on the boundary line. Chips it short to Lynch, who marks low down. Just backward of right centre wing for the Magpies, kicking to the punt road end in this third term. They lead it comfortably at the moment by 44. Lynch to half forward. Cloak up in front. Fisted away. Spill taken by Dwyer, but he coughs it up. Straight to Watson under pressure. Little kick to Gumbleton. Now they're away, the Bombers. Handball to Stanton, who has a bounce if you don't mind. Around Goldsack. Kicks it long to half forward. 4-on-1 against Essendon here. Fisted away by Brown. And O'Brien can take it, shares it with Sidebottom, and the Magpies out of trouble. Sidebottom's kick not great. He's kicked it out on the full, in fact, and it'll be a free kick to the Bombers.
Corey Delolio will take it. He gets it quickly off to Goddard inboard, and he goes short to Melksham. Melksham approaching 50, goes long, high and hopeful. Down there is Comma. Interesting contest. Ball bounces, ball's through. Well done to Comma. He just pushed aside Keith. And the long ball from Melksham sailed straight through the middle, and gee, to say the Essendon Footy Club needed that is a massive understatement. The Bombers 3-4-22, Collingwood at 9-6-60. That is on your Triple M Foxtel scoreboard, Nathan Brown.
Well, Comma did extremely well, Harry. It was well called because he was in the goal scorer up against Lockie Keefe. He's giving away 20 centimetres and possibly even 20 kilos against Lockie Keefe, but held his own in a strength contest and was able to shepherd the ball through, because there's no way that ball was going through. It bounced at the top of the square, so had to bounce 10 metres through, so well done to that young man.
So the margin back to 38. Goal apiece in this third term. And Bombers, they need the next one. Ryder wins it forward. Beams will be first to arrive. He went to ground. Melksham applies a tackle. Ball tries to reach it free. Can't. And the umpire calls for it. Between centre and centre half forward for the Bombers. Ball up. Grundy now shepherded Ryder off the footy there, and the umpire saw it, and Ryder will take the free kick. Do they get another one here? He kicks it long. Deep to the pocket. Out comes Bell Chambers. Was he interfered with Brownie?
Yes.
Ball over for a boundary thrown in the pocket. Collingwood are perhaps a bit lucky on that occasion.
Umpire disagree with us. He's the man in charge. So 20 metres around. The ball spins back in. McCaffer battling with Heppel. Hocking is in there as well. Maxwell now comes to the rescue. 30 out from the Essendon goals. They kick the last, but they trail still by 38 points. It's a scrubby old ball. Heppel gets it back to Stanton. Gives it across to Goddard, who fumbles at the wrong moment. Now to Melksham. He kicked the last. Just screws it inside 50. Coming out is Delolio. Off the ground is Shaw. Blocks a fortune. Ball spills free. Bomber snap. Bomber goal. And Hardingham puts one on the scoreboard. And just a little bit of breath for the Essendon Footy Club. They've kicked the last two. And they move along now. 9-6-60 Collingwood, Essendon 4-4-28, 32-point margin on your Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
They're right on top in the clearances at the moment, Bombers. 3-0 so far in this quarter. Since quarter time, they've actually been the better football side out there. They just haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard. All their goals have been scrappy goals, but it just breathes a little bit of light into this game. It's still a 32-point margin, but certainly the Pies got a battle on their hands.
And he's sure just panicked there, Brownie. You can't afford to just haphazardly kick it off the ground when you're 15 metres from your defensive goal. That's what happened, and it was a turnover. Ryder dominating, but he taps it straight to Swan on this occasion. Swan kicks it wide towards Reid. Reid! That's a great one-hander. Pinned by Fletcher with one arm, and he extended one juke and has taken it. And he'll kick from just inside 50 on a 45-degree angle at right half forward.
The Pies have been very good at being able to isolate Dustin Fletcher one-on-one. You don't see Dustin Fletcher one-on-one too often. He's always the third man in. But Ben Reid has certainly got him for strength in that battle at the moment.
So Reid's kicked one already in this quarter. Drop punt on its way. Has it got the distance? It has. He's kicked two. Outstanding kick from right on 50. And Collingwood have a quick reply. They advance to 10-6-66, Essendon 4-4-28. We've played 9 minutes in this third term on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Well, it's fair to say that Travis Cloak, he's not playing a decoy, but be staying well enough away from Ben Reid. So there's always about 40 or 50 metres separation, because the message would have come out from Nathan Buckley that Ben Reid has Dustin Fletcher one-on-one. We want to make sure that matchup comes up. So Travis Cloke and Ben Reid playing about 40 or 50 metres away from each other to make sure that happens.
Myers, the big body's gone into the middle of the ground. Lynch, the honking figure for the Pies, with a sort of straight, strange haircut. Crusoe looks a bit like that Frankenstein character anyway. The ball gets out through the middle, and now it is Myers with that big body. Punts it in 550. Paddy Ryder's gone forward. Hurd make a few changes. Now it falls to Ryder. Spins. Little kick forward. Off the ground, chance Melksham. Great effort. Collingwood defence. Keith Brown runs it through, and it's for one behind. And Nate, you said at half time maybe they should send Ryder forward. And obviously James Hurd listens to Triple M footy.
Yeah, I like the move of Ryder forward. Just he's a little bit more agile than Scotty Gumbleton up there. The other man who's gone up there has been David Myers also.
So Swan at fullback, the margin is 37. Swan, a little kick to himself, gains 10 metres, kicks long to the southern wing. Lynch in front at the back hairpole. Ball is at the back of the pack for the Magpies. He gathers, kicks towards half-court. Elliott's got some metres on Bagley, plays on 60 from goal, kicks to a central location. Reid and Fletcher, they both fall over. And getting back, Goddard will be first to arrive. In fact, Fletcher gets off his feet and gives it to Goddard, who kicks short, and Watson marks defence at 50.
Dustin Fletcher did everything he could to bring Ben Reid to ground there, Nate, without giving away a free kick.
He did really well, because he would have been nervous the last two times he's been beaten in the one-on-ones, but he did super well.
Zaharakis gets in the middle of the ground now to Hooker. He just pumps it long in hope. And the ball spills out of bounds, 60 round. I know you're not exactly a hard yakka stats guru, Nate, without the two-man here, but there hasn't been many Essendon marks inside 50.
There's been 0.
Well, that's not many, isn't it? All right. 65 metres around from the Essendon goals. Ball comes back in. Bellchambers, good tap. Down to Heppel. They need one of those marks now. Running back with the fly. The ball is Gumbleton. But the ball's got a little bit too much sauce on it, and it just goes through for one behind. Collingwood 66, Essendon 30. That's on your Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
In that same end, the Bombers haven't taken a mark inside their forward 50. In the same part of the ground, the defensive 50 for the Pies, they've taken 18 marks. So a move they could make, James Hurd. And Brendan Goddard's been okay without being outstanding tonight. He's played on the wing. Maybe throw him full forward, because at least it gives them a target and a mobile target.
Maxwell to the wing. Oh, gee, it's thrown out by Hooker, surely. No, says the umpire. Picked up by Blegg. Handball to Swan. Swan towards half-forward. Cloak in front of Carlisle. Marked strongly above his head. Too far out to score. Now Goddard's getting back, so he goes short and finds Pendlebury 60 from goal. Right half forward at 50 metres. Oh no, it's such a cruel penalty. The man was Myers, and he ran through the protected zone.
It's right in the video though, Chris. If you put your arms in the air, you're gone, and that's exactly what he did.
I hate that rule. I really do. So it brings Pendlebury now to within 20 metres directly in front, and will extend the margin, you would think, to 42, the biggest of the match. Scott Pendlebury. Left foot is a goal. Collingwood out by 7 goals, 11-6, 72. Essendon a 4-6-30. We're playing 13 minutes in this third term on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard. Make sure you see your team live every round with no ad breaks, siren to siren, in stunning HD, only on Foxtel.
Yeah, we're just waiting on the Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Travis Cloke's got the foot. He just chips it over to Scotty Pendlebury, and then we see it is David Myers come through, and that's unlucky. Very unlucky, because Pendlebury changed his direction when he took the mark to come back over his mark to kick the footy. That forced David Myers, who was running, to change his direction also. A harsh call from the umpire.
He kept his arms by his side, Nath. I reckon you get away with it, but
Marks
you really bring attention to yourself.
Marks inside 50, 13 to Collingwood, 0 to the Bombers.
Going for their first one, Heppel, and they've got one, Nath, on cue. The Essendon skipper has said, I've had enough of that stat, Browning, and he is marked 48 out directly in front. And looks like he's going to go back for a shot.
Listen to that crowd. They love him, the Bombers supporters.
We've got the blend between the Collingwood boos and the Essendon applause.
With Joe Watson back, Simon Goodwin told us at the start of the match that he's got a plate in the body trying to protect that shoulder. And Job, who wasn't a good kick early in his career, is a wonderful finisher these days. He'll have to kick from 50. He's not going to make the distance from there. Pack of players fall of the ball. Gumbleton gets a hand to it. Just gets it back right into the danger zone, coming in hard. Great pick up his beam stroke. Brian, he'll dash one way, dash the other. Around Stanton, not the best kick. Bombers still a chance. 20 out from their goal. O'Brien goes back to get his own ball. Now Stanton, he's being pushed towards the boundary line. Still Harry O goes, and he has some success. And it's a clearing kick by the Bombers.
Goal sack towards the wing, and well done by Reid and Hooker. In fact, Hooker did well, twisting it over for a boundary throw-in. Good desperate stuff by the Collingwood defence, and a boundary throw-in right half forward for Essendon. 72 plays 30. Collingwood in front. 7 goals is the margin. Grundy, Bellchambers wins. Spills towards Pendlebury, can't gather. Soccer forward by Bellchambers towards Delulio. Handball off to Jetta, got a 45 from goal. Handball to Comer, deep in the pocket, a right foot snap. Across the face, through 4. Behind. So an opportunity there, perhaps it was tough, and now a player down for the Bombers. We'll pick him up in just a moment. It's Delulio. And he's a bit groggy to his feet, but a behind to the Bombers. 4-7 Essendon, Collingwood 11-6, 16 played, third term.
He's Shaw, straight up the middle of the ground. Swan found space. That is a wonderful kick of the football by Shaw. Gives it to Swan all of a sudden. The Pies are in the middle of the ground. Oh, links up nicely with Pendlebury, who gives a bit of a don't argue to Goddard. Oh, Swan's put the afterburners, goes inside 50. Beautiful footy. And Reid marks right on the 50. He wants an option, but he'll go back. And Fletcher's not on Reid anymore. Brownie, get back to me on that. Gee, that was good by Dane Swan.
Yeah, Hooker's gone to him. Fletcher's taken his post up as the third man in defender, but that was a terrific kick out. Swan played on, got it to Pendlebury, got the ball back, and then backed his pace in and was able to use the footy inside 50.
Ben Reid, the backman who's gone forward. He's kicked 2 for the term. And there's a blemish. He just sides to the near side. Collingwood move on to 72, Essendon 31. In fact, Collingwood now 73, Essendon 31, 42-point margin. Triple M Fox.
Dangerous kick, Dwyer intercepts, spills to Swan, 50 from goal. Dane Swan chips it further afield. Ball takes it on the half volley. Handball to Pendlebury, handball to Reid. He's got Blair outside. Blair kicks the goal from 20. 2 to Jared Blair. And the kick came in. It was a risky one down the centre. Dwyer did brilliantly to affect the spoil, and the numbers were with the Magpies, and they have their 12th. 12-7-79. The Bombers are 4-7-31. We've played 17 minutes third term. Triple M, Foxtel scoreboard.
It was an attacking kick, Chris O, but it was a risky kick also. Collingwood's pressure has been fantastic today. They've laid 63 tackles to the Bombers, 34 for Hard Yakka, but they've also had nearly 40 possessions more than the Bombers. And the biggest stat for me today, the Bombers ranked number 1 in the competition for marking the ball. They retain the footy. Tonight, so far, they've only had 25 marks for the night. They average 102. The Pies, at the same time, have taken 74 marks. So they're 50 up in marks.
Ryder and Grundy. Righty goes and gets his own footy, pumps it inside 50. Only 1 mark inside 50 for the entire match. The Bombers. That was to Joe Watson moments ago, and Collingwood just rebound out of there like a bouncing kangaroo. And now Cloker's got it right in front of Mickey Roberts on the interchange gates. Just goes with a bit of a wobbly job down towards Lynch. He assumes front position. Ball comes to Hocking. Hand passes out wide to Myers, and he spreads the ball to the outer side of the ground. And there's Harding in front of side bottom.
He kicks and does a good job. Mark taken by Comer, left half back. Comer goes wide to the wing. Collier made good position and marks on his chest. He plays on quickly. He's got an option forward. It was a poor kick. It had to be kicked with penetration and depth, and he kicked it short, and Keefe, who was 10 metres in front of Gumbleton, accepts the mark. His short kick marked by Pendlebury. Halfback for the Magpies, southern side. Collingwood to the punt road end in this third term. Scott Pendlebury short, and the mark's accepted there by side bottom. How many Hard Yakkers to side bottom, Brownie?
Number 22 coming up.
It's been good. Played a lot in defence. Now, he's very undecided here about where to go. Now, the umpire calls play on, and then eventually kicks it short. Mark taken by Nathan Brown. Still backward of the centre line for Collingwood. They lead by 8 goals as Brown kicks it long to the wing. Oh, Grundy up in front, marks on his chest. Uncontested in the end. The attacking side of right centre wing. I like the look of this bloke. He's got plenty of grunt about him, Brownie. He kicks short to Lynch.
He's got nice skills for a big man too.
Lynch long to the pocket. Elliott at the back. Hooker did well. Handball to Bagley. Under pressure. Handball to Heppel. Ball still in. Played it superbly. Handball to Reid. Handball to McCaffer. Oh, his handball went back to Reed, but it was intercepted. And the Bombers out of trouble as Myers takes the mark.
Myers gives it to Zaharakis, back to Hibbard. Now Heppel, still on defensive 50. They're just caught in an absolute black and white maze at the moment, the Bombers. They're forced to go up and under, and the man at the entrance to the maze is Nathan Brown, and he marks. Risky hand pass. Comer tracks down Lynch, and there is Grundy. He can't get his hands on the footy this time, and Heppel, who had space, just gives it straight to Pendlebury in the middle of the ground. It hasn't been his day today. That's Dyson Heppel. Pendlebury goes inside 50, marking contest at the front. Elliott, Bagley does well. Hibbard comes through hard and tight. Bombers under all sorts of pressure. Blair, who's picked a couple, goes one way, goes the other. Bagley does well, and Hooker comes in to mop up.
So well done on that occasion, although the handball wasn't great. Myers picked it up off his bootlaces, kicks to the wing, beautiful kick. Oh, mark dropped by Hardingham. Got to his feet quickly, good tackle by Sidebottom. Maxwell comes through, handball to O'Brien, back to Maxwell on centre wing, short kick. Lynch has marked, kick and a half from goal, right half forward for Collingwood. The big Q-man, he drives it long. Ball the target, and 3-on-2 against the Magpies there, and Hibbert takes a comfortable mark in the back pocket.
Hibbert goes to his defensive square to Melksham, who's kicked one for the night. He just goes to centre half back to Ryder. Collingwood 79, Essendon 31. The margin at quarter time was 31 points to the Pies, 38 at half time. And it's right on that margin now. In fact, it's more than that now, it's 40 odd. Bombers a chance now, inside 50 to Gumbleton, runs into space, and it hasn't been Scotty's night, because Gumbleton, who had time and space for the first time in the evening, kicks it to the right of the big stick. Essendon move on to 4-8-32, Collingwood 12-7, 79. That's on your Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Sidebottom played on and then has had 4 bounces. He's run to defensive 50 at right half back and stopped. Got nowhere to go, so he kicks it back 25 metres to O'Brien, who marks in the back pocket, right back pocket. 79 plays 32. O'Brien, outstanding tonight, Harry. Has one bounce, no pressure from the man on the mark at all as he kicks to the wing. Cloak in front.
Disposal number 20 for O'Brien.
Fisted away by Fletcher. Chance for Goldsack. He can't control it. Here's another possession for Sidebottom. Good handball to Beams. On centre wing. Right on the boundary line. Has got time to assess his options. Kicks inside to Dwyer, who takes it on the bounce. He's got it. Handball to Lynch. Off one step. Shocking kick from Lynch. Across the ground. Goddard the opportunity. Handball off the bell. Chambers. Under pressure. Kicks. Now a contest on the wing. He marks on centre wing for the Bombers.
Gives it to Heppel. Little spearing ball out in front of Brett Stanton, but Harrio mops up. That was a great mark by Delolio. And coming back defensively is McCapper. How many hard yakkers for Brett Stanton, Brownie?
Brent Stanton's had 13 disposals so far today.
Thanks to Karcher, Mickey Roberts.
Yeah, after that mark, he's grabbed the left hamstring. Now, it could be cramp. He's going to bring himself off the ground, but definitely grabbed the left hamstring. Could be back related. We'll have a look.
Might need some oxygen too, Robbo. He got it very high. Now Goddard's got it across defensive 50. Myers stumbles and bumbles. You can't do that against Collingwood today. Falls to Dane Swan. Usually used it well. Finds Jamie Elliott. And you heard Michael Christian. He was excited by that work by the Brownlow medalist Swan. He gets it to Elliott, who marks 35 out. Not much angle.
He's a star, Swan. He's a star.
Sort of turned around to Brownie for a bit of a special comment and just got nothing back. Just nothing.
Just watching down the bench at the moment, Howie. James Hurd just barking instructions down there. I've been watching him for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, right. Jamie Elliott, who got the first goal of the match. He's a very effective little forward, this man. From Euroa. Comes in. Good looking kick off the boot. Pie fans are in heaven. And that is the third for Jamie Elliott. And Collingwood are absolutely putting the Essendon Footy Club to the sword. Collingwood 13-7, 85. Good kicking on a wet night. Essendon 4-8, 32. That is a 53-point margin, Christo, on your Triple M Foxtel scoreboard. Well,
I don't think anyone saw this coming tonight. A lot of people coming here to the ground with a 50-50 game. I would have thought coming in, but 53 points is a hiding, and the Bombers have got some big questions to answer.
So ball back in the centre. The margin's 53. Collingwood got out of the blocks very well tonight. They led by 31 at quarter time, by 38 at half. It's now 53. From the bounce, Zaharakis an opportunity, couldn't gather. Big Grundy does well, puts his body on the line. He's got it underneath the pad and the umpire's circling. And he calls in and will ball it up the attacking side of the circle for the Magpies. Robbo, thanks to Kasha.
Bombers already lost Dempsey with a hamstring. Delolio went up, running around the boundary line, grabbed the right one, the right hamstring after that great mark on the wing. Could be okay though.
Okay, Robbo. Grundy after a Goddard fumble. Sobs it forward towards Cloak. Went down to ground level and Bagley was carried and pushed in the back, I thought. No free kick. The umpire letting it go, and now there's a free kick. And which way is it going to go? It's going to go Collingwood's way for holding the ball. Gee, it was stiff there, Bagley. And Blair to take it at right half forward, 75 from goal.
Pendlebury's calling for it right next to Blair, but Blair ignores him, goes inside 50, too much on it for Reid. Good squaring ball, back inside from Reid to Ball. McCaffrey outside of the boot! This is the Party Pies now. Collingwood 14-7-91, Essendon 4-8-32. Triple M Foxtel scoreboard. They can do no wrong, mate.
Well, they're a shell of their former selves, the Bombers, aren't they? They've only laid 38 tackles to 70 tonight. Their intensity around the footy has been non-existent. And an interested onlooker on Twitter, Brendan Favola. Stanton, give us a spell, bud. Stop calling it for injunct position. Bomber boys don't give it to him when he screams for it. So, some pretty ordinary efforts out there from the Bombers tonight. And they want this game to be over, and they want to get on with the rest of the week because it's been a week from hell for the Bombers. But Collingwood, all of a sudden, we asked the question, Krisha, was the premiership window open? Very hard to get excited over one game, but what they've served up tonight has been A+.
From the bounce, O'Brien an opportunity. Hardingham does well. Hands and knees. Well done. Pendlebury got it out to Swan. Swan's away. From the logo. Kicks to half forward. Cloak in front. Well done, Carlisle that time. Fists 25 metres to the boundary line. And we'll get that boundary throw in. About 50 metres around from Collingwood's goal at right half forward. 14-7 plays 4-8. 59 points. Bill Chambers, sharp by Swan, off to O'Brien in space from 35, he kicks it behind, should have done better. Collingwood 14-8, Essendon 4-8, we've played 27 in this third term, just a minute left in the quarter.
Saw Joey Danaher before the game, he got through the VFL yesterday. I think Crammery might have played in the VFL yesterday as well, Brown. Want to look at a couple of those options. As they bring the ball out, Essendon, and it's gone straight to Goldsack, who marks 80 from home. He's got about 4 options, so much so he doesn't know which one to choose, so he just hacks it up inside 50. Coming big and strong is Cloak, but he's too far back. I thought Hibbert took the mark. The umpire didn't agree. It might hurt them because Pendlebury goes up. Pendlebury goes under. Just sneaks to the right-hand side of the post. Pendlebury goes from behind. Essendon 4-8-32. Collingwood 14-9-93 on your Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
61 points to the Magpies as Goddard kicks into the back pocket, mark taken by Fletcher. Right on the boundary line, deep right back pocket for Essendon. Dustin Fletcher, long, almost gets it to the wing. Up, big mark taken by Ryder. Pack of 4, the handball's back to Myers, inboard, his short kick is okay, mark taken by Watson, played on, kick ineffective as a consequence as the pressure came. Brown stepped over, spills to Melksham, he kicks towards Gumbleton, who marks right on attacking 50, directly in front, 55 he'll have to kick it, decides to kick short, going back, Goddard did well, good hard running that time by Brendan Goddard, and he'll go back and kick from about 40 angle slide. As the siren sounds for three-quarter time, margin 61, the outstanding quarter by Collingwood. They've kicked 6 goals, 3, the Magpies. Essendon have added 2-4. So here he is, Brendan Goddard from 40 metres. Drop punt on its way. It's close. It's home. A goal to the Bombers after the siren. And they move to 5-8-38. Collingwood 14-9-63. But they go into the final quarter trailing by 55 points. An outstanding performance tonight from the Magpies. The thoughts from Nathan Brown as we come back. For McDonald's, Triple M, Roxford.
Collingwood fans absolutely loving the MCG at the moment. Their side has put on an absolute display. Collingwood 14-9-93. Essendon 5-8-38. A 55-point margin. For the Collingwood Footy Club, Jamie Elliott has 3, Blair has a couple, and Reid has a couple. And all single goal scorers for the Bombers, thanks to Karcher Mickey Roberts.
Yeah, I can still see the green vest on Josh Thomas. They haven't made the sub. As we know, Courtney Dempsey, I'm just looking down now, he's got the tracksuit on, did the hamstring in the first quarter, unfortunately for the Bombers. And it was interesting too, Corey DeLulio took a magnificent mark in front of us. He's starting on the bench. He grabbed his hamstring, Howie. They've worked on his lower back and applied heat. So I don't think he's nicked the hamstring. I reckon it's lower back related, going through his hamstring, which cramped up. So hopefully he's okay.
Thanks, Robbo. The Essendon players are well and truly in position, while Collingwood are still in their huddle. Mark Howard, Michael Christian, and the two-time All-Australian Nate Brown.
Go through some of the stats at three-quarter time. Dane Swan still side bottom, 24 apiece. Pendlebury and Harry O'Brien have had 22, Booms 19. And for the Bombers, Jobe Watson, 24 disposals. Brendan Goddard, 21 disposals. He's also kicked the goal, as you said, Howie. Myers, 20 disposals.
So Collingwood make their way to their positions. Maxwell, Swan and Sidebottom will start this final quarter on the bench for the Magpies. Started in blistering fashion, Collingwood tonight. They led by 31 at quarter time, by 38 at half time. And as we start this final quarter, they lead by 55. Ryder, beautiful tap to Heppel. In the grasp, he kicks towards half forward. Keefe chops it off, well played. High towards the wing, getting underneath it. Luke Ball couldn't quite get hands to it. Now a chance for Dwyer, who's been good. Gathers, jams it on the boot towards half forward. Elliott going back. Well done, Bagley. Spills to Lynch. Hands and knees. Got the handball to Beams. Beams feigned the dummy beautifully around Heppel. Handball's back 10 metres to Ball. He probes long. Close. Got hands to it. Couldn't take it. At the back, Elliott. Chance for Hooker. He's well tackled by Elliott. Gets it to Carlisle. Panic. Just jams it on the boot. Pendlebury an option here. Couldn't take the mark. Well done, Ryder. Kick chopped off. That was superb stuff by Ball, but he gets the handball back to Zaharakis. He kicks to the wing. Bell Chambers can't take it. Now a chance for Williams of Collingwood.
Williams overruns the ball. Comma comes in. Nathan Brown tries to clean up the work. Beams wants the receiver on the outside of the pack, but no one's getting that one. Just joined us on Triple M Footy. Essendon put out a statement before the match. They confirmed they have received the interim ASADA report from the AFL. They will respond in due course and make no more public comment at the moment. As Comma goes up and under for the Bombers, Harry O, who's been fantastic, comes back, can't complete the mark. He's caught in a tight tackle. Heath Shaw comes to the rescue, and those two have been fantastic for the Pies. Shaw puts it out in front of Zaharakis, right in front of Michael Roberts across the boundary line. Heath Shaw and Harry O tonight, Nate.
Harry O'Brien has had 23 disposals, 19 of them uncontested. He's also kicked the goal, and Heath Shaw 15.
Thanks to Hardyacker.
Grundy in front, beaten by Ryder. Chance for Dwyer, he can't control it. McCaffrey's got it, ripped off him by Ryder. Hurries the kick in front. There's Williams of Collingwood playing in front of Comma. So Marley Williams between half-back and wing. Short, dangerous, coughs it up, straight to Jeddah. Jeddah plays on with a handball to Standen. Further handball to Melksham. He's on the centre line. Good creative handball back to Jeddah. Jeddah runs through the front of the centre square. Long to a vacant goal square. Getting back, Collier. But it's offline. He had a pot shot and just missed to the right. So Essendon opened the scoring in this final term. They're 5-9. Collingwood are 14-9. We've played just a couple of minutes.
Harry O to bring the ball out from his defensive zone. He's been very good today. Goes to the outside of the ground to Lynch, who takes a nice mark out in front of himself, gives it to Goldsack, tries to take on Fletcher, gets caught. Many players have fallen into that trap before. Now it's to Swan. Just a long handball back to Goldsack. Out of wing now, Williams takes on Common, beats him. Back to Goldsack. He's been on this chain. He'll go inside 50 now to the mark. Contest towards Cloak. Well done, Goldsack and Cloak marks. 20 out. 8 metres in from the boundary line.
Done a pretty good job on him so far, Carlisle, but on that occasion, Cloak had separation. He realised the ball was going to come in long. He doubled back. He had a couple of metres on him and then used his body really well to shepherd him, protect the drop zone, and took a pretty easy mark in the end.
He's kicked one, Cloak. He's now kicked two. And the Pies just continue on their merry way. They move on, 15-9, 99. Essendon 5-9, 39. I can't believe I'm saying it, but it is a 10-goal, 60-point margin on your Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard. Momentum Energy, switch online in 4 easy steps. Check it out at www.momentumenergy.com.au.
What the Bombers have been all year is ferocious around the footy. If they don't win it, their tackle pressure and their contested footy work has been terrific all year. But tonight, they just haven't brought that. Their intensity around the footy, when the ball drops, when it's a contested footy to be won, or it's out in the open to be ran onto, it's always a Collingwood player. That's what's really let themselves down tonight.
Ball back in the centre. Well done, Bell Chambers wins it down. Disputed ball, Beams, hands and knees, can't get it clear. Myers does well, little quick kick out, but taken by O'Brien, not 15, he plays on, drives it long back towards centre half forward, almost a mark the cloak, couldn't quite hold on. Well done, Carlisle applied the pressure, the ball underneath the pack, and we get a bounce, 45 metres from Collingwood's goal. Robbo, thanks to Karsha.
Josh Thomas gets his chance. The sub, he's taken the green vest off. They're holding the red one down here. We don't know who he's going to substitute with. Also Nathan Brown getting a nick over the eye, just patched up.
Chance for Swan, he toe poked it forward. Carlisle came out and socketed it out on the full. So it'll be a Collingwood free kick deep in the right forward pocket, and Jared Blair is the man. Difficult angle. He's about 30 metres from goal, but right on the boundary line. And Blair will be looking at goal number 3. What have you made of his contribution, Brownie?
He's been all right today, Jared Blair, without being outstanding. He's done his job, 12 disposals, 2, coming up for his 3rd goal if he kicks it.
So tough shot, right in front of the MCC members stand, right on the boundary line, right forward pocket. Collingwood to the city end, drop punt. He's close, missing to the near side. So 15-10 now plays 5-9, the margin 61. Robbo, thanks to Karsha.
Just handed the red vest to Tyson Goldsack. So the sack comes off and Josh Thomas gets his chance.
Thanks, Robbo. Pies move it out for Stanton, who just goes long into the middle of the ground, and it goes straight to a Collingwood player. He's had a tough day, Brett Stanton. And that player is still side bottom. Goes just short into the square to Beams. Again, very good. He's been great since he's come back.
He has been, hasn't he? Averaged 32 disposals since he's come back.
How many has he had today?
He is up to 22 and kicked the goal.
Thanks to Hardyacker. Lynch just goes long inside 50. Cloak! Oh, takes the first. Falls to Blair. Goes one way.
Free kick over the
Free
shoulder.
kick, and it's going to Travis Cloak. You heard Chris Owen Brownie say it against Carlisle. And Big Trav will go back pretty much directly in front, 20 out, and you'd expect him to pop through his 3rd.
Disappointing for Carlisle. He's been really good all day. All of a sudden, Travis Cloak gets a run of the jump at a couple, and we just watched the Chemistry House replay screen, and it was late, but it was there over his shoulder. Good call from the umpire.
Cloak directly in front. He just popped it through for his 3rd. Carlisle got fist to the ball and then dragged Cloak down in the Martin contest. And it's now the Pies, 16-10, 106, absolutely spifflicating the Bombers, 5-9-39. Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard.
Well, it's getting embarrassing for the Bombers now, isn't it? It's out to an 11-goal lead. Who would have thought that when we came out? A couple of low numbers for the Bombers. Leroy Jeter's only had 6. Hardingham only the 6. Scotty Gumbleton 8. Bell Chambers has had no influence at all. And Jakey Malcolm only 11 disposals for the Bombers.
Ball thrown up, Grundy taps it down. Watson almost sharked it. Beams goes in on top of it. Tackle from Comer. Spills to Watson. He can't control it. Beams was taken high in the tackle, and he'll take the free kick. He's been outstanding again today, Dane Beams. He's at centre half back. Slow to get to his feet. He's worked hard. You know, he'll go short towards Swan and or Lynch. Lynch comes up, can't control it. Soccer forward by Melkshire, but only as far as that man Brown. His handball wide to Swan. Kicks it about 10 metres only to Williams. He's paid the mark. Now a short option on for Cloak. Well done, Carlisle. Fists it away. Taken by Swan. Fights at ground level with Hibbard. They won't give an inch, both of them. Swan ended up walking away from the contest, but then the umpire blows it, and a ball up between wing and half forward for the Magpies.
Not many blokes can come back after 15 weeks out, Brownie, like Beams has, and just step seamlessly back into the side as the ball goes out 80 metres around in the Collingwood goals.
Well, he's been amazing. He's 32 disposals, 15 of those contested, and 7 clearances he's averaged since round 16. And again tonight, he's up to 23 and kicked the goal also, so he's looking at his average again.
Grundy, he's out-rucked by Bell Chambers, but Swan was onto it. Just goes hurriedly inside 50, Elliott. Can't get clean hands on the footy. He's been good tonight. Jamie Elliott, he's kicked 3, including the first of the match. takes it out of his attacking area. Watson back in the side tonight. Sweeping hand pass to Hibbard, who's under pressure from Reid. He does well. Now it's to Hooker, who just kicks quickly. He's got no one to kick to. Gives it to Heath Shaw, who can't take the mark. Hardigan's got a 2-on-1 battle. He does well. Goes over the back of the head, Ronaldo style, but it ends up with Jetta. And back to Goddard, who chips it straight to the Steele side bottom. Only problem there is he's on the opposition, out of side of the ground.
Just backward of left centre wing side bottom. How many hard yackers for Steele?
Yeah, he's had 25 so far, Chriso.
Been good. Good kick to Sinclair. In space in the corridor. 60 from goal. Drives it long to the goal square. Cloak at the back this time. Well done by the defence. Bagley's got it. Good tackle on him. Hibbard tries to crash through. Can't. Chance for Hooker. Knocks it wide to Zaharakis. Little handball back to Carlisle. And Reid runs down the kick. Through for a rush behind. Outstanding defensive work by the Magpies. And now they advance to 16-11. Essendon are 5-9. 4 played final term. In fact, 9 played in this final term. Robbo, thanks to Karsha.
Yeah, looking at Carl Hooker, he's limping. Dustin Fletcher's 38 years of age. I tell you what, age is catching up with him too. Every time he gets a hit, it really hurts him. He's an old man.
This is coming from a bloke that turned 54 last week and looks 24, Benjamin Button style. But now the Bombers have got it. Just a little bit indecisive there. They finally clear the ball up to the wing in front of Benjamin Button, but it comes to Hocking at the fall. Lynch goes in. Good work by Dwyer, the sub who's come on. I love watching him play from the VFL Port Melbourne. He's done well. They've turned it over the Pies. Fall of the ball, though, is still a chance for Grundy. And now going one way, then the other. Ball in board. And it's marked by Essendon. In fact, that was by Thomas, who was the sub, not Dwyer tonight. Correct myself there. Risky ball across the ground. Coming in hard as the Pies. Oh, they've turned it over here. Forced to Steele side bottom. And Steele side bottom says, I'll take that every single day of the week. And he puts through the Pies' 17th goal. Collingwood 17-11, 113. Essendon 5-9, 39. That is a 74-point margin. The calculator, Chris, on the Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard.
Well, they've turned the ball over time and time again, the Bombers tonight. 67% by foot in all zones, up against 73. But in their defensive end, they've had their worst percentage rate of kicking for the entire season. That says a lot about the pressure that Collingwood have brought to the Bombers tonight.
Quite incredible. 74 points. One of Collingwood's problems this year is not being able to put away sides. They're certainly doing the job tonight. Soccer forward towards half forward for the Bombers. Williams does well. Coming to meet it, Delulio, who took a spectacular mark in the third term. He's wrapped up and we get a ball up centre half forward for Essendon. 1-1-3 plays 39. From the ball up, Hocking can't control it. McCaffer, he was pulled off it. Shaw jumps over a couple of bodies, can't get a clear possession. Zaharakis has got it. Grundy tries to rip it out of his grasp, can't. Another ball up centre half forward for the Bombers.
Next 4 weeks for the Bombers to finish their home and away season. West Coast here, North, Carlton and Richmond. So they've got some tough games coming up. There's an infringement in the ruck. And it's going to the Bombers, to Ryder. He gets it off quickly. Going inboard is Melksham to a one-on-one contest. Ryder and Brown. Brown, too big, too strong, just punches it. Lux of Fortune falls to Maxwell. Across the side bottom, who kicked the last goal of the match. He gives it to Harry O, who's been fantastic in game 2. Back to side bottom. Comes now to Goddard, who just squeezes it inside 50. Delolio can't take the mark. Heath Shaw, you're an absolute star of the Collingwood Footy Club. Gives it to Williams and they run it out through half-back.
Williams towards Lynch, who just came on the ground. Well done by Bagley. Affected the spoil. 2-on-1 against. He's got nowhere to go. No support whatsoever. A wild old handball got to Ryder, who ran in. His handball was mucked up. Now a chance for Melksham. He goes conceding ground back towards Hardingham, who slips over. Gets around Blair though. Short kick to the wing. That's okay. Mark taken by Myers. Myers kicks it low and hard towards Gumbleton, who marks 60 from goal. Hand off to Delulio. Vacant goal square. Kick on its way. He puts it through. Some joy for the Bombers at last. 6-9-45. Collingwood 17-11. 1-1-3. We've played 13 minutes final term on the Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard.
Well, he's done a couple of nice things tonight. He's taken a big mark in there, kicks a nice goal, but the Bombers, I don't know where they go to from here, Chriso, because this would take a big load of confidence out of where they've come from. With where they've been the last few weeks, with all the conjecture around their coach, their footy club, them themselves as players, they've dealt with it really well up until now. But this loss, it just would be confidence zapping, and it's hard to know where they go to from here.
And more news to come out on off-field dramas, you'd think, over the next 2 or 3 weeks as well.
Ball back in the centre of the ground. Swan comes in hard. Chasing it now is Williams. Picks it up cleanly, beautifully done in wet conditions. Gives it back to Beams, who's got one in the back to Swan. And Beams will get the free kick. Around the grounds for the TAC distractions lead to disaster earlier on today. Sydney were too good for the Western Bulldogs, and in a thriller in the showdown, Port Adelaide came from 20 points down. Wingard kicked one with 30 seconds to go. He kicked 5, and Port Adelaide got home in an absolute belter of a game. Ball on the outer side of the ground now, out towards Brown. He's got it. Back to O'Brien, who just sidesteps Collier very easily. Goes a short ball to Sinclair.
Just a tick under 70,000 fans here tonight on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday twilight at the MCG. It's a pretty good crowd.
Great crowd. Sinclair marks low down on the logo centre wing, kicks back and across to Keith. No one stands him, so he plays on, kicks to half forward. Reid, he got hands to it, dropped the mark. Pinched off him by Zaharakis, handball to Hibbert, who goes wider still with the handball to Collier. Short chipping kick is okay. Gumbleton marks still backward of right centre wing for the Bombers. Kicking to the punt road end in this final term. Scott Gumbleton's been quiet. Short kick towards Comma, fisted away by Keith. Well played by Sinclair, handball to Keith, who drives it back to half forward. Reid and Hibbert. Hibbert did well. Ball close to the line, it stays in for Hooker. Handball to Hibbert. In defensive 50, little handball over the top to Hardingham, who affects the switch. A dangerous kick across the ground, but Melksham gets there. And he takes the mark, kicks into the corridor. That's his better movement for the Bombers. Mark taken by Ryder.
Good ball, bit of space now for Stanton. He goes inside 50, looking towards Zaharakis, who takes a very, very clever mark. In fact, it's Jeddah who takes the mark. Looks to his left, finds Watson, usually good user of the ball, goes inside 50. No exception there, and finds a diving Scotty Gumbleton, who's had a tough day. Tough conditions for a big forward in the rain. And he's marked 40 out, 8 metres in from the boundary line.
That's their third mark inside their forward 50. The Pies have taken 18 in that same mark tonight.
Collingwood, they've got Sydney in Sydney next week, and then Hawthorn, West Coast, and North Melbourne, so they've got a pretty tough run home. Scotty Gumbleton for his first for the night, starts it right, comes back, just sneaks it in. I think Chriso, he has a belated goal for Big Gumby. And Essendon narrow the margin, but it is still a massive one. Collingwood 17-11, 113. Essendon 7-9, 51, 62-point margin. Triple M momentum, energy score, but thanks to Kasha, Mickey Roberts.
It's amazing when you're getting pantsed, the injuries they just build up. Everyone seems to be crook. So I'm just looking at David Myers. Unfortunately, they lost Dempsey early, so he's going to have to go back on, but they're all limping off the interchange bench. So as soon as this bell goes, they'll be praying for that, I'll tell you.
So the Bombers with the last 2 goals got out to 74. It's back to 62. Umpire throws it up in the middle. Ryder wins it towards Melksham. Good tackle by Beams. Ball spills free to Lynch. His handball intercepted by Heppel. Gets it to Stanton, who kicks around the body towards half-forward. Good reaching mark taken by Marley Williams, who's been very good. Kick towards the wing. Not sure about that though. Blair beaten to it by Hardingham. Tracking to the line. Hardingham coughs it up under pressure to Lynch. He handballs back to Maxwell. Short kick, not great. Fisted away by Hooker. Front and centre Blair. Good handball to Thomas. Thomas now from half forward. Kicks towards Cloak. Got hands to it. Couldn't complete the mark. Needs support. He just threw it there. Picked up by Myers. Handball to Melksham. He kicks it straight to Sinclair, who's standing 2 metres in front of him. Sinclair turns and kicks it straight to Goddard, who marks 30 metres from his own defensive goal.
And Goddard just puts it to the outer side of the ground. I've got an idea for you, Nath. I'll run it by you in a moment.
Like it.
Oh, you haven't heard it yet. Essendon moving the ball up to the outer side of the ground, goes out of bounds. Big margins, you look up, you're trying to figure out the margin very quickly. You know, they put a little margin on the scoreboard as well, Nath.
Oh.
What do you think, Chriso?
Been done before, Howie.
Has it? On the scoreboard?
On the scoreboard, no. I thought you were talking about the television screen.
No, I'm not interested in the television these days. It's all about the scoreboard now. Anyway, Jeddah's got it in the middle of the ground. Sometimes hard to calculate, Chris, though, when you look up quickly. Now forced to Zaharakis. Hasn't been Essendon's worst by any stretch tonight. Back to Stanton. Back to Goddard. He just spears one inside 50. Good ball. Two Collingwood players try to take Comer out of the equation. Heath Shaw's been fantastic tonight. He might feature in the Bonairs. Does well. Now forced to Jedah. To Comer. He hasn't got much room and it just runs around in front of Comer. 20 metres out from the Essendon goals. It's Collingwood 113, Essendon 51. Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard.
So the Bombers deep into attack. They've kicked the last couple. Ryder wins it down. Watson almost. Handball intended for Bell-Chambers. Missed the mark. Oh, gee, Bell-Chambers pushed ball out of the way. Picked up by Pendlebury to Beams to ball. Ball's handball to Keith. At half-back for the Magpies. Handball back to Pendlebury, who kept going. Or Maxwell put a sleeper hold on Goddard to get him out of the way. Pendlebury handball to Beams. Good chase, Hocking. Beams kicks with the left boot, and as a consequence of the Hocking pressure,
a terrific chase of Hocking.
And Hibbert takes a comfortable mark. Kicks wide to Collier. Now free kick back in the centre. Who's been reported?
I think Heath Hocking might have been. No, the umpire looked like he was going to go to him and report him, but he threw out his arms and got Maxwell, Dick Maxwell, so Maxwell get the free kick.
Long towards full forward. Craig a push out, and he's been paid the mark.
They don't play it anymore, Chris O.
No, I reckon he pushed him right in the middle of the back with an open hand. Well, what's it on replay? Yep. Open hand in the middle of the back, and he's been paid the mark. I mean, I hate the rule as it is because it takes away the very essence of what we're about, this hand in the back. But that should have been a free kick according to the law. It's not. Clark will kick from 10 metres slight angle. He's kicked 3. Now he's kicked 4. Then Collingwood have their 18th. 18-11, 119 Essendon, 7-9-51. We've played 20 minutes, final term. Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard.
Just watching the Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Unfortunate for Heath Hocking. Maxwell was running past him and he just collected him after that great run and chase which saved the goal when he brought down Booms. Just a little bit undisciplined, but he's been one player to work really hard, Heath Hocking. They haven't had many winners tonight, the Bombers. I imagine Heath Hocking has evened his contest up against Scott Pendlebury. Joe Watson's been very good, and I've also liked the work rate of Dyson Heppel. He hasn't been a huge impact of the game, Dyson Heppel, but he's always worked hard.
68 points to the positive, Collingwood. They led by 31 at quarter time, 38 at half time, 55 at the three-quarter time break. So they've won every quarter and won it convincingly. Ball comes in front of the interchange gates. Collingwood just busting it forward through side bottom. What's he had today, Brownie?
Still side bottom up to 30 disposals.
Oh, Keith puts on a bit of power and a bit of speed, the big fella. Inside 50 towards Elliott, who flies. Bagley, this is a good spoil. It's a free kick going to Ben Reid, isn't it, against Stanton. Reid won't mess around, just scrubs it inside 50. Oh, he's found Elliott. He can't complete the mark. Sniffing around his Blair. He's got 3, wants 4. Essendon just sort of stumble it through the back area and finally get a clearance. Collier, he goes for a wide hand pass. He's under pressure, Joe Watson. Carriot wants to come in and get the footy now. A lot of players around it. I think the umpire needs to get involved. Chris O, 40 out from the Collingwood goals. They lead 119 to 51. Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard.
Yeah, 68 points the advantage. From the ball up, Blair an opportunity. Bounces off one handball towards Maxwell. Can he find the handle? He gets it to Swan, and Swan kicks it out on the full. He was under extreme pressure, but he would be disappointed with that from only 20 metres. And the free kick will be taken down there by Hooker. And the back pocket, left back pocket for the Bombers. Collingwood 18-11, Essendon 17-9, 22 played final term. Game winding down as Hooker kicks towards half-back. Ball in front. Oh, gee, should be paid that he is. But he's paid a free kick for a high tackle, for high infringement over the shoulder. How many for Luke Ball today, Brownie? How many hard yankers?
Luke Ball, this is possession number 21, Chriso.
Again, hard in and under. He kicks wide towards Lynch, who gets hands to it, can't take the mark, and earns a free kick, according to the umpire against Fletcher. So Lynch has got it. The man on the mark is right on the boundary line, 45 from goal, right half forward.
He'll have a shot.
It'll need to be a super kick from there.
He's had a tough day, Dusty Fletcher.
He's in the second row at the
What do you
moment.
make of Quentin Lynch's hairstyle right there, Howie, on the
I told you,
Hemisphere
early
replay screen?
doors, he should have 2 bolts sticking out the side of his neck. It's a real Frankenstein job.
Dumb and Dumber type set up too.
Good luck saying that to him. You've already had a run-in with him about an unpaid account.
So here he is, kick at goal, it's bending. Oh, spectacular leap down there by Elliott, but the ball was already through for a behind to the Magpies. 18-12 played, 7-9, 23 played, final term.
Care to explain that, Nate? That unpaid account that you had to discuss with him on the phone?
Wasn't a good one.
Didn't give you a great deal of love. Meanwhile, back at the football, it's a free kick. Sinclair has been legged and he's got it. 30 out. He's only 2 metres inside the boundary line, so it will take his best, the young man. This is to make a 19th goal for Collingwood. They lead 120 to 51. 4:10 on the clock. He just trots in. It'll be tough from there. Not a bad looking kick off the boot. Oh, hits the left upright. One behind. Collingwood just cruise along to 121. Essendon 51 on your Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard.
So margin 70 is standing, kicks in long. Target Ryder, been one of their best. Front and centre, chance for Thomas. Just lost his footing. Watson did well. Handball in the direction of Hardingham. Look out. We got the handball off in the nick of time to Bagley. Under pressure. Look out. He gets a long handball wide to Carlisle. Now Carlisle a little give is okay by hand to Goddard, who gets the booze. Goddard's a beautiful kick to Bell Chambers, and Bell Chambers marks on the wing. Handball off to Watson, who's been, I think, their best. Watson from centre wing, kicked beautifully to Jeddah, who, it bounced off his head and he managed to grasp it. Handball out to Del Julio from 50, confronted by Shaw, corrals him, kicks beautifully back inside the corridor to Myers, who marks 47 from goal, directly in front, has got a booming kick, should kick a goal for Essendon.
Joe Watson up to 31 disposals for the Bombers. Brendan Goddard, he hasn't had a great day, but he's continued to work hard all day. He had 27 disposals and also kicked the goal. Probably the 2 best players for the Bombers.
Myers from 50 drags it. Gee, ran a long way out to the left with the left boot and kicked across his body through for a behind. So the Bombers 7-10-52, Collingwood 18-13, 1-2-1, 25 play, final term.
How many hard yackers for Shaw and Swan in that order, Swanee?
Heath Shaw, 17 disposals, and Dane Swan, 29 disposals.
Nate Brown, thanks to hard yacker on the stats. Here's a chance for the Bombers. Comes to Hocking. He unloads from outside 50. Good looking ball. Touched on the line. Well done by Keepy coming back and through for 1 behind. And the Bombers move on to 52. Collingwood 121 on your Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard. The Pies just bring it out through Nate Brown. The outer back pocket goes up and under down towards Harry O.
Tell you what's happened to Essendon's percentage in this game. They've already lost 6.5% of their percentage tonight so far.
Collingwood will have a similar result in the other direction. Zaharakis goes inside 50, just hoping more than anything else. No mark taken there. Ball 40 out from the Bombers' goals. Ryder goes with a little hand pass. Coming out is Williams. He's been good as well. Marley Williams, ball. His hand pass is knocked back towards him. Big Quentin Lynch, and now gives it to Sinclair off half back.
Sinclair has a bounce, corralled by Zaharakis. Waits, gives the handball off to Thomas. Thomas now kicks towards half forward. Cloak low down, marks on his chest. Good kick from Thomas. Leading out in front of Carlisle. And Travis Cloak, who hasn't necessarily been a standout today, Brandy, will kick from 45 for goal number 5.
Yeah, and it'll be his 3rd goal this last quarter, and he's just kept working. He's just kept working, and when you're not having a great day like Travis Cloak wasn't early, if you keep working, the ball's going to come near you if you make the space.
From 45, casual approach, he's kicked it beautifully. The goal umpire didn't move. You can't say that too often about Trav Cloak. Collingwood have their 19th. 19-13, 127. Essendon 7-11-53, 27 play final term. Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard. Cloak's got 5. And I think I'm right in saying, Brandon, that's 4 in this final term.
Yeah, good effort from Travis Cloak again. Major goal scorer tonight. He's kicked the 5. Jamie Elliott's kicked 3 for the Pies. Jared Blair and Ben Reid. So their major goal kickers have kicked the 13 between them so far tonight, which is a good return for the Pies.
And a bit of the old Jeff Wizard Farmer, just arms in the air as if to say, I'm going okay.
Better come to me, boys, wasn't it?
I like that, Nate. I like that. And they deserve it, the Pies. They deserve to celebrate tonight. Back in the middle of the ground, Heppel, he gets a free kick. Swings on the left immediately. Goes long and deep. Good ball inside 50. Ryder can't take the mark. Keith gives it back to Heath Shaw, who's just been outstanding.
Oh, well
he just goes the scrumming ball, and he just said that was still side bottom. Just got hands on it so it didn't go out in the foot.
Lockie Coote's been solid again. Only played a few games back now, but he stood up in the back end.
Boundary throw in, Lynch in front. Hibbert, run down by Lynch, who almost broke his leg. Handball came to Bell Chambers, who has a flying shot from 40, but he is offline as well. Another behind to the Bombers, so they're peppering the goals. Can't find the big opening at the moment. Essendon now 7-12, Collingwood 19-13. Short kick comes in to Marley Williams. Been one of Collingwood's best, Brownie. Has a couple of bounces, runs to half-back, kicks into Ryder, spills towards Dwyer. Handball back to Williams, needs to really be tested here. Hocking applies pressure. Williams does well to go back in after it. Dwyer to Pendlebury. And now Thomas on centre wing, ran a long way. Left foot kick towards Cloak and Reid. Reid is marked diving forward on his chest, opposed to Fletcher. And Reid can go back and kick from 35. Slight angle for goal number 3.
I reckon you can notice now, it's been a plan all day to get Dustin Fletcher one-on-one. That's the third time Ben Reid one-on-one has been able to use his strength against Dustin Fletcher, and he should go back on the siren and kick his third.
Ben Reid, 2 goals, 3, has had a few opportunities, mucked a couple up, I might say early. From 35, drop putt is a goal. Collingwood fans, go up as one at the city end. And the final score here at the MCG, Collingwood 20-13, 133, Essendon 7-12, 54. Outstanding display tonight by the Magpies. They got out of the blocks in emphatic fashion, and at quarter time they had 5-3 to 2 points, and really, Brownie, they set the scene really early, and from that point Essendon, try as they might, just couldn't get back into the game.
Yeah, and they tried pretty hard in the second and third quarters, but the Pies, their tackle intensity, their desperation around stoppages and the way they tackled the Bombers and put all sorts of pressure on them was outstanding tonight. It's like they wanted to make a statement tonight. When Collingwood play this sort of football, when their first intent is defence and bottling the game up, they are a very, very good side. 81 tackles to 51, so they've had 30 more tackles than the Bombers, but they've also had 40 more disposals. And the biggest stat for me for the night, the Bombers, they average 102 marks per game. Collingwood restricted it to 58, so it didn't allow them to have easy possessions, easy chip around. They took 110 marks themselves, the Pies, so they smashed them in all the key areas.
Too good, the Collingwood Footy Club. They're assembled out on the middle of the ground. There's a few hands on heads for Essendon, and bad news for them as well. Courtney Dempsey, who's a very important player, he did a hamstring and looked like a serious one early, so you wouldn't expect to see him back till the eve of the finals, if indeed it is the finals themselves. And they've copped a couple of whackings in a row now, Essendon. They were absolutely belted by Hawthorn last week, and now they're being destroyed to the tune of 79 points in front of 69,821 people.
And with Fremantle winning last night against the Blues and Essendon losing today, they now drop out of the top 4. They're now in 5th position. There's no drama. I mean, they will play in finals, but they've dropped to 5th, and without a double chance, we know how difficult it is.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest winners out of the entire round, with Essendon losing, Hawthorn losing and Geelong losing, was watching Fremantle yesterday evening, Chris. So if they could sneak their way into the top 4, a couple of home finals, gee whiz.
Yeah, they're going to be hard to beat, no question. They need to, I mean, the difficult for them is they've got to try and elevate themselves to top 2 to get that opportunity. Although, if they do make the top 4 and lose the first week, they do get a home final. So they're going to be really hard to beat, Fremantle, no question. But story about Essendon tonight, of course, we made the announcement they have received the interim ASADA report. We'll hear in due course from Essendon and the AFL for that matter, but it is going to be a few days before we, the public, get to hear exactly what's happened there. But you just can't help but think, after they've been so gallant and bold all year, Essendon, that it can't at some stage weigh on them, and I just wonder whether there might have been a bit of that tonight.
Well, Brownie told us at the start of the game that as a footballer you really put these things to your side and you don't let it affect you, but that's in a normal situation, Nate, when you had Ben Cousins come to your club and there was hoopla for 2 weeks, or an injury or a suspension that might go on for 3 weeks, but this has gone on for the entire 19 rounds of the season, and it's front page and back page pretty much every day.
Well, you'd have to think it's now starting to take its toll, wouldn't you? A loss like this, and that's demoralising. 79 points, and it's going to be their leadership group that brings them out of this. It's got to be James Hird, who's the man under the most pressure. Right now, James Hird has got a bigger job to do with his players' confidence than probably what he has with Asada, because if he loses the players over the next week or two, it's going to be very hard to get them back. So he's got 2 big jobs at the moment, James Hird. He's got to deal with these players and get their confidence back up and get the game plan back up, but he's also got to deal with the Asada investigation. So it's going to be a tough week for him, but we know James Hird is a man of many talents, and he could probably do it.
Strikes me one of those things, Crusoe, that every Essendon person will come out and say, oh, it had no effect on our performance, but 3, 4, 5 years down the track, when some of these blokes are retired and they're up here in a position like yours, they'll say, geez, it was a tough year to go out and play footy.
I'm sure you're right. I mean, if we take all the Asada investigation away, this performance tonight was just too bad to be true. And I think sometimes you do have a letdown, and that wasn't the Essendon that we've seen for 18 rounds this season, what we saw tonight. That was not that Essendon fight, the Essendon spirit, the way they moved the ball. That wasn't them tonight. So maybe there's an opportunity over the next few weeks.
Collingwood 79-point winners over the Bombers. This is the Triple M review for Aquamax, giving you more in hot water. And listen, we were talking about Essendon, but don't take anything away from Collingwood, because they came out, kicked the first 5 goals of the match, and the pressure they put on Essendon tonight was absolutely unbelievable.
I think that was their most complete four-quarter performance of the year. I think really from the opening bounce right to the final siren, they were unbelievable with their intensity, their attack on the ball, and the way they were able to hold Essendon up and not allow them to move the ball. I think that's something that we'll hear from Nathan Buckley.
Thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Let's head down now to the rooms, because Mickey Roberts, he doesn't mess around. He always gets the stars. Who have you got for us, Robbo?
I've got Dane Swan, and why not go to the top? And when you look at it, Swanee, Collingwood 5-zip in the first quarter, set it up. A lot of hype about this game, especially in the other camp. Put the runs on the board early.
Yeah, mate, Collingwood Essendon are always big, clearly Anzac Day, and every time we play them we get a massive crowd, and the build-up probably with what Essendon have been going through and probably the way we've been going the last couple of weeks, it was a very huge game for us to get back some momentum for the rest of our season. So we haven't been starting well, so we made that a massive focus, and I think we did that today.
A little bit of pain for you, went through the body at one stage, through the knee. What happened? Was it a corky, a kick on the kneecap? What went on?
I tried to lay the second tackle I've ever laid in my life, and that's probably why I don't tackle, because I copped a massive knee on knee, and it hurt for about 5 minutes, but thankfully once I got going again, it's all right.
Swanee, your defensive side of the game tonight for the Pies was outstanding. You had 30 more tackles than them, but you had also 45 more possessions, so it was a complete performance.
Yeah, the DIs are something that we focus on heavily, and every club does, and we're certainly no different. And our KPIs that we aim to get, quarter by quarter, that were first half were the 2 best quarters we had statistically for the year. So that was extremely pleasing, and something we try to carry on throughout the game, and hopefully we carried on through the rest of the however long we got left.
Swanee, one of the other things we talked about earlier was about the fact you've put 2 and even 3 quarters together for pretty much all year, but you've never really put a 4-quarter performance. Would you say this would be your most complete performance for the year?
Yeah, we've talked about that pretty much all year, trying to find that continuity and a good 4-quarter performance. And we've talked about it all year, but we haven't put it into action. But I think today it was probably as good a 4-quarter performance as we've had all year. So hopefully this is the start for the start of the rest of our season, and we can play like that over the next 16 quarters or whatever we have left, and then hopefully make the finals and see how far we can go.
You'd have to be pumped with Lockie Keith's return to form since he's come back from injury. It's allowed Ben Reid to go forward. He kicked 3 today, and Lockie Keith did a great job on Gumbleton.
Yeah, super pumped, mate, absolutely. He's been great. He's come back from knee, obviously, and took him a while to get going, but he's certainly found his feet, and he really probably helps us, like you said. Reedy goes forward, and Reedy's great one-on-one and clearly helps our Trav. So, if Keefe can keep holding down that key back spot and keep sort of taking out the big forwards, well, that helps us enormously because Reedy goes forward and gives us another avenue to go.
Swanee Howie here. Congratulations on another great win tonight and a good performance on your own behalf. Dane Beams came back into the season very late and he's averaging 30-odd possessions. Have you seen a man miss so much football and just come in as seamlessly as he has?
Well, not really. Not in my time. He's super fit and he's just the ball magnet. So Collingwood, we obviously waited till he was right. We didn't bring him in underdone because we didn't want him to do any soft tissues or struggle. So we made him come back through the twos, and he had a great game in the twos, and he's just a natural footballer, and he's fitted in seamlessly. So he adds a massive strength to us, and me, Bawley, Pennells, and Bawley and Beamsy haven't really played much footy together over the last 18 months, so it's finally good to have us fall back and have some continuity.
And just one last one before you go. Can you talk us through the setup of Brodie Grundy? Got some sort of fountain on the top of his head coming out. He's a rare sort of cat, isn't he?
He is a different bird. He's certainly doing a little bit. He's a little bit eccentric, and I'm not sure what's going on with the locks up top. But it seemed to be working for him. A bit like Samson, I think. If we cut it off, he might lose all his power.
He's giving you a contest though, Swanee. His tackle count and his pressure around the ball after the ruck contest is fantastic.
Yeah, well, that's probably something we've lacked as a footy club over the last 10, 11 years. Joel's has come in and been great, but he's the one who can follow up and get round the ground and cover the ground really well. So, expect big things from him in years to come.
Swanee, as we let you go, it was Mickey Roberts' birthday last week. Have a guess how old he was.
64.
Oh, he won't be happy with that.
23.
Yes.
Hey, Dane, congratulations on another great win by yourself and your footy club tonight. Enjoy a quiet celebration this evening.
Cheers.
Thanks, Swanee.
And it's great to have Dane Swan on the line. He is an absolute superstar, that man, and he did give them a bit tonight, Grundy, didn't he?
I reckon, as I said, his follow-up work is just fantastic, and he's tough. He is genuinely tough for a young player.
He's a big fella, isn't he?
He's a big boy, and he really gives a good contest. So, as Swanee said, certainly forthcoming years. It's going to be interesting ruck because Hudson has done the job when he's come in. Jolly's due to come back.
Yep.
So, interesting decision for
the nice
the match
timing to have
committee.
Jolly come back in, particularly when they've got the big man Keith back in there too. They're starting to become a solid outfit, Chris. I think we asked the question, was the premiership window open? I think it just got jarred a little bit open today with that performance.
As I said to you about Grundy in the call, though, he looks like he'd be better suited in the old tie-dye T-shirt, just sort of sipping one in the beach as a goer.
Like a hobo.
Well, yeah, more than an AFL footballer, but good luck to him. And Nick Comer, you weren't happy with his hair, and he got rid of it at half-time. He got rid of that sort of ponytail Gene Simmons look, Chris.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I reckon that was the first time we've seen it up like that.
One of the worst haircuts.
And I reckon he realised that may have been the problem for Essendon.
Worse than Dean Polo?
Oh,
the leopard, that was terrible, yeah.
We're getting a little bit
sidetracked
here. For Chemist Warehouse, let's head back down to the rooms. The 64-year-old, he'd be flat about that, Mickey Roberts.
I'm never speaking to Dane Swan again. No, he did it with a right grin. He got the age right in the end. Courtney Dempsey was the one in the Essendon camp, did the hamstring in the first quarter. Unfortunately, when that happens in a big game, wow. Do you actually go into your shell a little bit? I've got to whisper because Nathan Buckley's just taken them behind doors and they're just having a bit of a review on what's been going on. So Dempsey with the hamstring left side. It was good news about Dane Swan. Got the knee on knee, so that's okay. DeLilio was the other one. Took that mark, grabbed the hamstring, but back related. That's okay. So I reckon the only real guy that actually copped it was Courtney Dempsey with that left hamstring.
That's Mickey Roberts at the Australian Open golf, sort of real whispering.
Sounds like Ted Lowe.
It's like a...
He's done 2 games today. He's done very well. Well done, Robbo.
Thanks, boys. I can even hear Nathan Buckley behind doors just having a bit of a crack.
What's he saying then, if you can hear him?
Oh, yeah, it's all muffled.
Bit of Roger Rashid work at the Australian Open.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm whispering under the doona. It's unreal.
Well, we don't need to know what you do under the doona, Robbo. You go home and go safely in the wet weather. Now, Herald Sun Supercoach player point update. Noodles Brown. You got something for us?
No, I had that before, but I've lost the card that I was handed to. But that's half time, Chris.
All right, listen, this is Triple M for McDonald's. Coca-Cola glasses are back. free with any large extra value meal only at McDonald's. And you've never seen a man pad so much as we had for Brown.
Super coach. Side bottom had 130. Lukey Ball 116. Pendlebury 110. Swan 109. And for the Bombers, Joe Watson 118. Goddard 107. And Hibbard, he had 95.
Triple M's Bonaire Best on Ground Award. Get an efficient Bonaire M Series now. Stay warm as toast. Mickey could have done with one of those on the boundary and get a free, that's free, wall-mounted controller worth up to $200. That's a ridiculous situation, but get down to Bonaire. They got the best in the business. Nath, let's start with the good ones.
Gave one vote to Lockie Keefe. Thought he was terrific in the back end. His effective rate, 86%. He had 16 disposals, so he got a fair bit of it for a big man. 2 votes, still side bottom, 30 disposals, kicked the goal. And I gave 3 votes to Harry O'Brien, 27 disposals. He kicked the goal. Thought it was the best game I've seen Harry O'Brien play for a long time.
Bombers will be doing recovery back at their football club, so they will have jumped in the cars. They'll be tuning in to see what Nath's got to say. It's time. I don't like these, Chris, so you don't like these, but Nath relishes them.
You've never done them, mate.
And I never will, because I'm a nice fella. I don't get involved in this sort of negative gear.
If you are in your cars, I'm sorry about this. But David Zaharakis, you got 1. Didn't do a lot today. Only had the 7 kicks. Dustin Fletcher got 2.
Shooting
Reed got the better of him, and 3 votes to Brent Stanton.
Brett Stanton, he's taken the big ones down, and Collingwood have well and truly taken down the Bombers. Michael Christian, beautifully done. You can go home with a smile on your face. Okay. Nathan Brown, exceptionally well done, with Haydos and Kirky in the back row there. Benny as well looking after things. Mickey Roberts down on the boundary has been exceptional. But at the MCG, Collingwood 2013, 133. Essendon 7-12, 54. A 79-point win to the Collingwood Footy Club in front of near on 70,000 at the MCG.